Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel. What's going on, everybody? I know this is a late night live and we are going to get into some things. I was trying to change the light set and I didn't want it to be too bright. You feel what I'm saying? What's going on, everybody? Let me make sure I got my mic on. Um, okay, yeah, we should be good. Let me know that you guys are in the building. I know the notifications, girl, like I said. Late night last minute is what it's giving, but we got a few things that we are going to talk about, and I'm just trying to do some final touches real quick, so make sure that you guys are liking up the video before we get into some things. Okay, all right, how is everybody doing? Hope everybody is having a good evening. Hope everybody had a good day. You feel what I'm saying? I was pretty lazy today, girl. I wasn't trying to do SHI. Yikes. But here we are, honey. We is here. We is here. I said I'll give y'all a little something before the day is over with. What's up, Kirby? What's up, Latoya? Hey, Aaron. What's up, Latoya? Hey, Cynthia. What's going on, Tori? Hey, Bree Bree. What's up? Yes, a late night live, y'all. And we might be here for a minute. So if my camera time out on me, it's okay because I plan on getting through everything. Okay. You trying to hit girl, the heat is disrespectful. First of all, I don't understand yesterday was hot as fuck. And no matter how much I had the air on, the room was not cooling off. I mean, child, I think it was like 74 degrees in the room. And I think it could have been 90 something outside. I said, well, what is going on? It was hot as hell yesterday. Today was better. Yes, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I couldn't really cool off, but today was much better. I think it was like more cooler today. So I definitely enjoyed today's weather. Oh, you did get your notification, Sabrina? That's what's up. What's up, Molly? What's up, Sable Bunny? What's up, Elite Leo, Tasha? What's up, Mrs. Purpose? What's up, Michaela? What's going on? Okay. And so, y'all, as we wait for more people to get the notifications and come on and slide on into the room if they are up this late, first things first, I want to get into this story. I really got to hear y'all thoughts. Y'all know I am a mama child. So listen. I don't know how I feel about this story though, because I also can relate to being the team, but let's get into it. All right. So this came across my desk over here on the Twitter. And this is the young lady that was gifted a vehicle by her parents. Okay. And this person says, I really need y'all opinions on this. I don't think she was being disrespectful nor ungrateful. And I feel the same way in a sense. I definitely need y'all opinions. So let's get into it. All right. So, the mom says, come outside real quick. Well, I don't know if it's the mom or the dad. I think it's the mama she's talking to. Yes, the mama. So the mama says, come outside real quick. Okay. She's talking to the daughter. Daughter says, okay, I'm coming now. So the mom, I guess the girl, they showed her this vehicle here. This appears to be a Buick. It has a little bit of scuff. So whatever on it, it has some little markings on it or whatnot. Let's go back. So I guess the girl didn't make much of a reaction or give the reaction the family wanted or whatnot. Matter of fact, let me see what's in the area. Let me see what the neighborhood kind of look like. Okay, I want to see the neighborhood, check out the cars around it and stuff like that. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. Now, so they said, did you not like the car? Why did you go back in the house? So she says, no, I don't even know what that is. Oh, she's talking about the car. She said, I don't even know what that is. You and dad drive nice cars. I was expecting a nice one too. I don't know if that was really being disrespectful, but little girl, me and your daddy got a nice ass car because we got nice ass jobs. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand? So you can expect a lot of shit. I expect shit too, but we don't always get what the fuck it is that we expected. Understand? Okay. So I feel like the little girl was trying to be a little nice. I mean, not nice, but I think the little girl, I felt like she wasn't trying to be like rude. Like the little y'all saw that. Did y'all see the court show we watched and how disrespectful that girl was to the judge and how that girl assaulted her mama and stuff? See, that's what I call hella disrespectful. I don't think this young lady was trying to be like that, but little teens be getting their attitudes, child. Let's keep going. So then she said, but it's the expecting a nice car as well. You know what this gives, and this is why I don't want to 100% fault the child a bit. I feel like this kid may be spoiled. I think this baby may be spoiled, used to getting any and everything that they wanted. And I think because of that, they may have expected, not just because their parents drive nice cars. I think it's also because they could potentially, be spoiled, typically get whatever they want, and probably thought they was gonna get it this time, right? So the mom says to her, "This is your first car." All caps. This is your first car. You're only 16 and in high school. Are you being serious right now? Okay. Now listen, back in my day, I feel like people may have, made a little chuckle or whatever about the type of car that you drive. But at the end of the day, we ain't really care, man. As long as you was able to get in that bitch and go to whatever side of town you need to go to the little teen parties, pull up. We ain't care too much about what folk were pulling up in. We was just trying to pull up. Does it work? Does the car work? Can we come through? Okay. I mean, of course, if you got the nicer car, people gonna be like, ooh, ooh. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, we just want to make sure the damn car can get us to where we trying to go, period. Right? So then so the mama says, "This is your first car. You're only 16 and in high school. Are you being serious right now?" Now, listen, I don't fault the parents for their decision. Now, I do feel like in today's age, it is a little different, y'all. Because I'm conflicted with this story just a little bit. I feel like it's just a little different because kids ain't really riding around in Buicks right now. But you probably could have found like a cute little Kia for a little something, but I don't know them parents' budget. I don't know what maybe it fit the budget. Maybe it was something they was gonna get her for the time being, just so she could have a vehicle to make it to point A to point B while they work on getting her another car. See, then why you gotta be careful. And see, this would have been a good lesson to teach that girl. You gotta be mindful and be careful when God sends certain things your way. You don't know what he got in store for you, girl. Okay. So then she goes on to say, the daughter says, "Okay, I do not want that car. I don't like it at all." Oh, do you ain't getting no car. How about that? You right. You right. We wrong. That'll be our spare car because clearly we probably ain't gonna be able to take this month back to what we got it from. So that'll be our spare car. And when you just happen to need a piece of a car so you can run up the street to go get you something from the store, the answer is no. Because you said you don't want that car because you don't like it. So since you don't like it, we gonna let you get a job and we gonna let you stack up your own money till you get the car that you like. And then you gonna see just how long it's gonna take for your ass to work to get a piece of coin so you can go and get the car that you like. Hello? Period. All right. Thank you, Brittany, for the super chat. I seen this on Twitter. I don't think she was disrespectful, but it's a privilege to have a car in high school. 1000% true. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, Latoya, for gifting some memberships out there. Okay, Latoya done gifted 5 memberships. So shout out to the people that's gonna get a piece of a membership, honey. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, Yes, y'all, this is crazy. Okay, so the mom goes on to say, "We spent cash on you, a cash vehicle." Now she's 16, so she doesn't fully understand how much of a blessing it is to have an all cash vehicle. Girl, you go, and it sucks, I mean, it happens with a lot of us. Like, we be thinking we know everything when we're teenagers, then later on in life we see exactly how our parents try to financially set us up, you know what I'm saying, for the best. But she says, "We spent our cash on you, a cash vehicle, and you're being ungrateful, saying you don't like it. Your dad will have a talk with you once he's settled." um once he's settled. So once the daddy get there, he gonna sit down and have a conversation with her. I don't think it's gonna matter because right now this child is going to be thinking more about how other people see her and how they view her when she pulls up. A lot of times people do equate vehicles to wealth, honey. Thinking people got money because they got a nice car. There's plenty of people driving around with Porsches and bad credit and not a whole lot of coin in a savings. Okay. Meanwhile, you got some millionaires just riding around with a nice fast Honda. Hello. All right. So it be like that, I mean, and we are in that time, with social media, definitely makes it even worse. Making the girls feel like they gotta have a certain type of car, gotta get their hair done, gotta start wearing these lace wigs way sooner than what they need to. As teenagers, gotta start making sure their face is beat the hell out every time they get ready to go to class every day. Like, girl, it's just a different type. So then the mama says, I'm sorry. So then the daughter says, Mama, I don't like the car. I'm entitled to feel the way I want to feel. That's not my style. I'm a growing girl. I go to 11th grade next year, graduating early, and I'm an honor student. I'm not being ungrateful or disrespectful, but I do not like the car, Ma. So the mama says that's the problem with the kids now. And I don't know what the rest of the message said because it went away. So let me go back to this young lady's message. I do feel like this young lady is entitled, in my opinion, to feel how, if you have feelings about something, I don't think that you should hide, shy away, front, and act like you like something, even if you don't. Eventually, you may come around. So I think that it's okay to create safe spaces for your child to express themselves. If she doesn't like it, she don't like it. Okay, that's on you. All right. If I feel like you being ungrateful, then that's just how I feel. Okay. You feel how you feel. I feel how I feel. We both feeling how we feeling. Period. All right. You over there talking about you an honor student and how you graduating early. Congratulations, and we're proud of you. That don't mean you won't get a way better gift during by the time you graduate early, should you fulfill those duties at the time. But I feel like that's kind of expected of you. I don't always get what it is that I expect, but I would expect you to be on top of your mother game when it comes to school. Excuse me. So I feel conflicted a little bit though, y'all, because I feel like the parents could have tried to get a better vehicle, one that's not gonna get that girl joked the hell out at school based on today's time frame and age and everything. You know what I'm saying? With the social media, you gotta have the best of the best. And I'm not saying go out there and get her the best of the best type of car, but a cute little put probably would have did, possibly, versus this Buick. But also I feel like with y'all presenting her with this car, I mean, I want to say that if you ain't got no car, then you should be okay with that. Accept what it is that you got. You know what I'm saying? Um, and when they let you buy your own car, buy your own goddamn car. So I don't know, I felt conflicted with that, y'all. Um, Let me see what Miss Purpose says. We're not gonna have our kids drive that type of car. To be honest, my son is actually practicing now, and it's in a 2013 Kia. I think that girl didn't like the older look of the car. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. Um, a child or folks would say something about that car. Probably don't have a car. You right? There's something else you gotta let the kids know. Most of the people talking ain't even got one. Okay. Now, if she hit us back with, well, mama, I came back from school and the people with the better cars was joking me the hell out. Then, girl, I guess that's a conversation we'll have to have at that time. Okay. And since they cost so nice and they got money like that, tell them to buy you a new one then, period. Um, so yeah, I just ooh. Oh, she said, I wish I would have had a car gifted to me at that age. I had a car. It was a nicer car, y'all. But that car had got taken back. You feel what I'm saying? And my mama would not let me get a job to maintain no payments, girl. She had to take it back. I had a nice little cute little car. And y'all know my mama don't even remember that car. Say, yeah, you don't remember that car because they snatched it back. That's why you don't remember that damn car. But anywho, girl, she ended up getting me another car, and that one was like much older. It was like a little hatchback. When I tell y'all, I hated that car at first. Hated that car. But girl, please, when it came down to cheerleading, because I was on the cheerleading team. Cheerleading was like fourth block. So I really was finished with class after my third block because it was like, four different blocks. By the time we got to the fourth block, girl, I can leave and go wherever the hell I want to go. If we ain't got cheerleading practice or whatever, I ain't got to sit up there at the school, be stranded, waiting on the bus or whatever. The case, like, I'm gone. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't really get no flack though. Like, nobody said anything to me about my car. If anything, some of the cheerleaders was rushing to run to hop in the gym with me so they could ride with me to go to the damn gymnastics class or whatever. So, girl, I must done this. Okay. But the kids is different, child. They gotta keep up with the Joneses and social media. And I did not have social media during that time. Okay, y'all see how the prom pics is. The girls taking all the prom pics. You would think that it's these motherfuckers' wedding. I'm like, girl, it's like getting married. What's going on? These kids look too young. So I can imagine how they want to get their new cars and how they want to post up and show everybody what they got and how it is and all of that. Girl, listen, better be glad with what you got. But listen, either way, honey, good luck. I just wanted to run this story by you guys. Feel free to leave your thoughts and comments. Continue to do that down below in the comment section. Okay. Now we are about to go ahead and shift gears. Okay. And let's see what we're about to get into now. All right. Yes, Jeezy. Okay. Let us switch over to here. All right. Y'all know Jeezy and Jeannie have been working on this divorce for a long periodical time. Not that long. It's coming up on a year. Right. Because in July, I believe it was, or June of last year, I remember when they said Jeezy went to go consult with an attorney about divorcing Jeannie but he never pressed the button completely. He went to go and consult about it. Next thing you know, we learned in September, I believe it was when he really applied that pressure and was like, hey, I'm done with this lady. And it was so embarrassing because she was just up there promoting his book and everything, acting like all is grand, all is well. Okay. Well, the man filed for a divorce. They was going back and forth. They was having some issues or whatnot. She was making some allegations about him. He made allegations about her. Girl, let me say, I know out of all people, Jeezy is truly glad that this divorce is fully over. Okay. He is really, I mean, of course, he's the one that initiated the divorce, but because of the details that were coming out about him being abusive, allegedly, listen, I know he was glad for this to be done and over with. He ain't got to worry about no more details falling out, but they did file for the case to be sealed. Jeezy and Jeannie finalized divorce 9 months after the rapper filed. Case placed under sealed. Listen, can I also say that I don't know, y'all. I feel like some of what Jeannie said was true. Okay, when it came to some of the abuse or whatever the case is, maybe not all of it. Okay, but I feel like some was there because he has a history of this. And I've read that to y'all when this first happened because people was like praising Jeezy, Jeezy this, Jeezy that. And I'm like, listen, I'm not saying Jeannie is a saint, but what I am saying is Jeezy isn't. Okay. If she ain't, he ain't. They both got some issues. Okay. We know he had an issue with his son and start blaming stuff on the baby mama, saying that she was trying to brainwash him and stuff. Brainwash the son now. And I'm like, what they got to do with you running up and attacking your child and then telling your child you will kill him? Like, what are you talking about? Then the other baby mama that he was supposed to do things for and then try to slander her in the media and say, oh, well, she's jealous of me proposing to Jeannie and yada, 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 because they were engaged as well. Him and the ex-baby mama, it never worked out. She's called him out about stuff, whatever, right? And then now here it is, Jeannie having some similar claims and stuff, and he's of course denying it so much. So I think he released some receipts, right? He released something, or either if he didn't release the receipts, I think they could have been found in the court documents. But whatever it wasn't really making him look good, and he was trying to clear up the matter. And now that they've gotten this divorce and stuff, it's just interesting that this divorce wrapped up so soon. Okay, after said allegations were made. I'm not going to lie. It kind of makes me think that he could have given her what it is that she wanted to make this go away. I don't know what all Jeannie wanted, but it seems like he could have given, I ain't gonna say all, he could have given her something satisfactory for this to final. I mean, obviously, for them to reach a deal to have this divorce, he had to have been things in her favor just a bit, okay? They said they finalized the divorce. The Fulton County Court placed the former couple's case under seal to keep settlement details private. The pair's finalized divorce comes almost 2 months after accused Jeezy of DV. 2 months after she accused this man of child neglect and DV. Ain't that something? Per documents, they're saying the Superior Court of Fulton County in Georgia has agreed to dissolve the marriage. They said to keep details of the divorce settlement private, including child support, custody, spousal support, and property splits. The parents of the 2-year-old daughter have agreed to file their divorce under sealed. Child, don't you hate when they do that? But it really is the better thing for them. It is the better thing for them. Let's see. News to the former couple's finalized divorce comes 9 months after Jeezy filed in September following a 2.5-year marriage. They were living in a bona fide state of separation, irretrievably broken, no hope for reconciliation. A month after the news broke, Jeezy released a statement addressing the divorce. Says this decision to end this chapter in my life was not made impulsively and comes with a heavy heart. Okay, let's see what else. I'm trying to skim through. We kind of know more, most of what all took place in this relationship. Or shall I say this divorce period. So I'm trying to see if there's any other new details here. Okay. Yeah, okay. So details of the divorce became public in the months that followed, with Maya alleging that her former spouse was unfaithful during their marriage after he asked the judge to set legal and physical custody rights. See, that's where he messed up when he wanted to get legal and physical custody rights of that little girl. All them gloves was completely off, okay? Completely off. Let's see. I'm skimming. Let me see here. Court documents noted that the pair sought therapy in regard to the alleged domestic violence incident. However, the filing also referenced other alleged violent incidences that occurred 3 months later. Oh yeah, that video. Yes, that video that came out. No. I'm sorry. There was no video that came out. There was a script. I believe it was like a statement or something that someone gave to the police regarding that incident that happened. I don't think a video came out. I think we wanted to see whether there was a video that came out. The video that did come out that I can recall was him walking around the house with weapons. I mean, hey, this is a rich dude. That has a history of being involved with gangs and or I ain't gonna say gangs, but gangster shit is what I'll say. Okay, so he needed to have his weapons to protect himself, but I believe she was trying to say that they were out and about and they were putting their daughter at risk. Okay, so we did see that video. Let me see. Was there anything else? Okay. I think that's pretty much it. I feel like we kind of went through a lot of this when it comes to Jeezy and Jeannie Mai, but the most important thing is that they are finally divorced. I'm glad that they are divorced. We don't have to hear much more about them. Hopefully, Jeannie Mai can go on and find the best person for her. And I think when she finds that person, we might not know nothing about it. And I think that might be the better thing. Girl, date that man for about 4 years, 3 years, however long, get married to that man, probably in private or whatever. But girl, when you be letting us in your business, it don't seem to be working out for you in the long run. I hate that for you. I don't like that. I don't like that. You gotta keep some stuff private, girl. So I hope it works out for Miss Jeannie. I hope that man gets a chance to see his child, spend time with the baby, do something. Okay, he gonna be paying all this money for. Okay. So I guess that's like a congratulations to them. I guess that's a congratulations to them. I think she just got karma for how she did her last husband. The grass ain't always. But see, here's the thing, Lorraine. I have to strongly, heavily disagree. How did she do her last husband? Because they both married each other with the understanding that they did not want children at all. She never wanted kids, right? At some point, Freddie switched up and said he wanted kids. So much so that I believe she was a friend of the family, or at least someone they went on a camping trip with, or whatever it was, somebody that Jeannie Mai was familiar with. He cheated on her with that lady. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I'm kind of confused about what karma, because that's how I understood the story to be. The worst that she may have done in that situation was say that she still didn't want kids, because he the one that switched up on her. He was down for not having kids, but when he changed his mind, she never did. And I feel like that's on him. You know what I'm saying? It makes me, and I know these are two totally different things, but the first thing that comes to my mind is how people begin in these situationships, right? And a person may be like, oh, I don't want a relationship. And you be like, oh, yeah, no, I'm cool. I don't want one either. And then you continue to rock with the person, deal with the person. Then after a year or however long, 6 months, you expect them to change their mind. And then they still be on the same wavelength that they told you in the beginning. Whose fault is that? You see what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like I wouldn't say it's her karma because I'm not privy to nothing that she actually did to him. In addition to that, that man went on to taunt her on social media. He was trying to get a good amount of her money. I don't even know if Freddie had a job for real. She was making the most. You motherfucker, right? I'm finna fight you on my coin. That's most people do when they make the most money. I don't blame 'em. You know what I'm saying? Fight the man on it. You ain't finna go and take my motherfucking money and use that to go and take care of that lady. You what is it? Hi, Kevin Hunter. Hello, with Wendy Williams, was with Wendy Williams for however long, right? Went, had a whole nother girlfriend, got the lady pregnant, got divorced from Wendy, getting a stipend, and that money is helping take care of whenever he can get the coin. Eventually, I don't know, because that stopped. But using that money to take care of him and Sharina. Mind you, he was already using Wendy's money when they was together to take care of the doggone lady. Okay, until she got pregnant. Now, when she got pregnant, then when Wendy said, "Oh, you got me fucked up." Now I told you can go over there and dibble dabble just a little piece. Okay, I ain't tell you to come out with a hole. I ain't say that. Ah. So yeah, that's why I kind of disagree with that. I didn't know of anything that Jeannie did to Freddie, but Freddie was on one. And even with this Jeezy and Jeannie my divorce, he said something recently. Like once that came out, he said something else slick as hell under somebody's comments. Don't remember exactly what it was, but I do remember it. Okay. Somebody dropped the link or whatever if y'all find it. But listen, Freddie ain't no saint. So I'm pretty much on Jeannie's side. And it's funny because I couldn't stand Jeannie when I used to watch The Real. When I tell y'all I could not stand Jeannie, I used to think Jeannie used to be so fake when I first started watching it. I feel like everybody else's personality was authentic to them. And maybe because I didn't know her, right? And that was unfair to Jeannie. But I knew Tamara, Tamar, Adrian, and Lonnie. I ain't know her, so I felt like, girl, you doing so much, you know. But over time, I grew to love Jeannie because Jeannie, a lot of times with her opinion, I know people couldn't take it, but she rarely did she change her opinion. She still stood on how she felt. So I was like, you know, this little bitch ain't bad. She's not bad, and Jeannie definitely grew on me. But yeah, I didn't mind her being with Jeezy. I really liked them together, but I guess you know, hey, it didn't work out. It is what it is. So yeah, I tried, but that man definitely ain't no saint. I don't think it's no karma. Hell, shit, it could be his karma. And the way he was out here running the damn up. But you know, it's okay. It's okay, Lorraine. But yeah. Oh yes, Brittany. People just don't like her because she said dark meat on the side. I don't care, right? I hate that they don't like her because of that, or they use that as an angle to justify and support him. Well, I don't want to say justify, but they use that as an angle to like support him. And I'm just like, yo, bro, at the end of the day, he chose his white meat. So why, or whatever meat you want to call her today or tomorrow, like that's what he chose. He was highly aware of what she said, and that was still his pick. Why are we supposed to be mad again? Like, why I'm supposed to be mad with you because you don't like her? Like, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. That's crazy. And then there'll be some of the same folks that like to use the argument when it comes to Chris Brown, like he wouldn't even date you. Why would you even defend him or support him? He wouldn't even date you. Well, what do you think about Jeezy? Do you think he would really date you? All of that Nia Long stuff in that interview was semantics. Everybody's like, oh, I would love to see her with Jeezy. Oh my God, I would. No, do you know this man history too? He ain't no saint either. I don't care how many interviews he do in the dark trying to sit down with a low voice talking like he a changed man. Won't get me. Okay. But either way, honey, good luck. That's it on Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. They have gotten that divorce and we are happy for them. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on. Girl, this right here is some stuff here. This is some stuff. Have y'all heard about this story? And first of all, girl, I didn't even know this happened in Georgia. Okay. Webby, one of the rappers that's close with Boosie, you know, all of them came up at one point. It appears that his DJ has unalived himself and his wife. And I'm over here like, why would you take the wife? Why would you take, like, why do people do stuff like that? Like, take yourself. Take yourself. And girl, now he was transported to Kennesaw Hospital. Oh Lord. I didn't know it was that. Okay, so let's get into this. Girl, I ain't even know this was. I didn't know it was in Georgia at first. My silly self thought that it was in Louisiana because that's where Webby is from. Okay, the guy, not only did he unalive himself, and the first thought I had, no, he unalived himself and his wife, and then I heard that he made a diss track or something to Webby. And then I'm hearing there's this long Facebook post speaking against Webby. And the first thought that came to my mind was like, could Webby have possibly been messing with his wife or something, or trying to mess with his wife? Because I'm still confused as to why you would decide to remove her from this earth as well. Okay, like what's going on with that? But let's get into it. They're saying notorious Tory Brown, known as DJ T Gutta, reportedly took his own life after fatally popping his wife in Powder Springs, Georgia. The incident occurred on June 9th, and the news has shocked fans and many in the music community. Now, what I'm also hearing, y'all, is that this man had children, he and his wife. How old these kids were, I don't know, but why would you want to leave your children without parents? Come on now. Cobb County police were called to the scene, where they found both Brown and his wife, Kalisha Settings, done with wounds. Okay, they're saying that Kalisha was pronounced dead at the scene, while Brown was transported to Wellstar Kennestone Hospital in critical condition, where he later died. Okay, that is just so sad. Now, they said that he unalived himself just hours after he went on a rant about Webby. Let me see what this is saying.
We start in Powder Springs, where police are investigating that deadly double shooting. News Edge reporter Eric Mock has the latest.
Can y'all hear?
Powder Springs police tell us they got the call of shots fired here at this Forest Hill Road home at around noon Sunday. They're not identifying the victim and suspect in this murder-suicide yet, but neighbors here told us the couple did have children.
Honestly, it's a scary thing to know that this can occur right around the corner from your home that you're raising your kids in.
Haley Moss says it's scary knowing a murder-suicide happened just down the street from her.
Thursday, she was out here and on her phone, and, you wave because everybody's so busy. Hey, but just to pull up today and see this is just
disturbing
devastating.
And devastating, yeah.
Really devastating.
Fellow neighbor Randa Copeland says that was the last time she saw the neighbor who lived at this home on Forest Hill Road alive. Powder Springs police investigators say the woman who lives here was killed by a man before he turned the gun on himself. Police say the man was first taken to the hospital in critical condition, but at last check, police said he wasn't expected to survive. Copeland says she would see the woman often with her kids.
But I'm just at a loss of words right now. I'm thinking about the kids. She was really sweet. And I would say a good mother in a sense, because I always saw her with her kids playing and, getting them for school, things like that. So, but she was a really sweet person.
Investigators have not given a possible motive yet. Fellow neighbor Haley Moss says she just saw the kids playing in their yard on Saturday.
We were coming home from Publix. They were in the yard catching lightning bugs, enjoying their innocence. And then today their lives are changed forever. So it's just really sad.
Moss says she's also concerned for the couple's kids, who will now have to wade through this tragedy in the days and weeks to come.
Our hearts go out to the family, the children that are left behind. I hope that they have a family to care for them. I know that I've seen the mother with the children. I know she was a great mom and didn't deserve what happened to her.
No word yet from police on where the kids are right now, but they did promise us more information Monday morning. We're going to keep you updated on this developing story. Reporting in Cobb County, Eric Mock, Fox 5 News.
Terrible, y'all. So let's get into more. Okay, they're saying the hours leading up to the incident, Brown took to Facebook to unleash a scathing critique of his former employer, which was Webby. Okay. He described it as a living hell. So let's get into this. He says, dog, DJing for Webby is a living hell. First, the NIGGA don't want to pay. Then the NIGGA don't want to see nobody around him shine. Like nobody, not even his own brother. Why y'all think everybody left from around him? I was only supposed to be his tour DJ, but I had to be a driver, a DR, a security, a PR, a babysitter, booking agent, a referee, a counselor, and a road manager, and a list of other things. But yet this NIGGA didn't appreciate none of it. I did all that SHI with a smile on my face in front of thousands every night, but I was dying inside. All the times he had seizures on the planes, on stages, in the hotels. Who y'all think was there? Me. Because his family ain't want nothing to do with him. And nobody on our team wanted to deal with him but me. Our driver quit because he ain't want to pay him. Then every time he would try to make our money in other ways, or we would try to make our money in other ways, he would always find a way to stop that too. So it's like, he don't want to pay, but don't want us eating nowhere else. Then the NIGGA want to get mad and in his feelings when Boosie need us to help him. The NIGGA a straight hater. I can't remember how many times he's told me he don't want nobody blowing up off his name. That's why he don't do features, and he don't like taking pictures with other artists or fans. NIGGA think they trying to get shine off him. It was days I straight dreaded going on tour with him. The NIGGA complains about everything. Being around him is like having to take care of my kids. Being around him is like having to take care of my kids. And now you're not even there to take care of your kids. Child, that is horrible. We had to remind him every day to take his medicine or to not do some stupid SHI. The NIGGA would do some stupid kitty SHI and be like, gotta record me doing this. And the SHI would never get better because his brother Derek, super unit, just makes excuses for him, even though he be mad he don't pay him either. The SHI on the road was so bad, our longtime manager had a stroke and all. Then the producer for Savage Life 6 had a brain aneurysm or something in that nature because he was stressed and all. Webby wanted him to produce the whole album but not pay, and didn't want to do the split sheets or nothing. NIGGA say it's my songs, I should get all the money. What? He said it's his songs, he should get all the money? Absolutely not. You are too full of yourself. You do have some things going on up here, baby. Talking about you don't want nobody to get shine off your name, so you don't take no pictures, do no features. You hurting yourself. He says, and yes, he has a health issue that causes him to have seizures, but the gets 10 times worse. I guess he meant to say it gets 10 times worse when he snort that dope. He gotta be the worst artist to DJ for. Yes, I DJed for him for 10 years, but I was always hoping it would get better, or another major artist would recognize my talent, but he blocks everything. I never asked dude for SHI. I came around with my own everything. The super unit SHI is the biggest piece of bullshit. He says that SHI is only designed so Derek can get paid while everybody else do the work. He promises to help artists, but never do. It was some good times, but it was more bad times than anything. I never in my life met somebody that complained more than him. That NIGGA straight up miserable. Okay, so this is what he said, and that is so sad. And he said this post hours before he decided to unalive himself. It sounds like he had fallen on real hard times, but see, I can't. Webby, I can't. I hate that this man took his life, but I also hate that he allowed Webby to have so much control over his. You know, get from around him. I mean, like the fact that it seems like at some point, well, now you can't do nothing because you're not here anymore, but you just put so much in his hands off of his name. You could have easily just stopped working with him altogether and just went and worked solo with Boosie. You could have just easily been over there and just, I'm just gonna, I can't do him. I'm gonna be over here. You gave him too much power over you in my personal. You waiting for other folks to see your talent. You could have got out there and did something else. You know, I mean, and when I say did something else, like you could have got out there and really try to connect yourself with other artists, maybe some up and coming. I feel, and that's crazy. You got this well-known artist that don't want to pay, but then you got some up and coming artists that will likely get you paid. You didn't have to stick with him because of who the hell he was. So I do feel like as much as you're putting fault on him, you also admit to being, the man's not here. I'm talking like he's here. But he also admits to like constantly showing up and being by his side. So I just feel like you were doing yourself a disservice, and I hate that it took you so long to realize that after 10 years, a decade of your life, working for somebody that wanted to keep you down. And one thing about it, when you around people long enough, you see who they are. It really don't take that long. You see exactly who they are. And yeah, sometimes you continue to be around them because you continue to rock with them off hope or whatever. Or whatever you got in your head, not wanting to break up the friendship or the business thing or whatever. Like, girl, sir, whatever, choose yourself. Go ahead and choose yourself and get on. So yeah, I really hate that. I hate that he experienced that before he expired, but I also hate that he also put himself in that situation too. Yikes. I hate that. And I really hate it more for the wife and them babies, because whatever you had going on ain't have nothing to do with her. And that lady, that just hurts me, because you did this on a Sunday around noon. That lady probably was getting up thinking about the activities and things she was going to do with her kids this summer, stuff that they were going to do, whatever. She probably had plans for that. And because of what you got going on, you decided to take yourself out and then take her out too. The least you could have did was remove yourself. You didn't have to take them kids' mama with you. That is just so messed up. And now I wonder who got the kids now. That's crazy. But that's what's happening. And for what? And then it's like, why would it, for you to leave this message up? And I don't know if your death, you taking your life, had anything to do with Webby. But if Webby didn't give a fuck about y'all then, you got to know him taking his own life, Webby really didn't give a damn about. Because if he didn't care about death and he don't care about his own condition he got that's causes him to have seizures and make it even worse when he's snorting, you got to know him. So I hope you taking your own life didn't have nothing to do with Webby, because that just for a person that didn't give a damn and don't give a damn. Yikes. May they rest. May they rest. And I pray everything works out for those kids that are now home. I feel like they homeless, but they definitely parentless. Okay, but you guys can continue the conversation down below. All right, we are going to go ahead and move on, because I do want to talk about her. Okay, let us get into this California teacher, y'all. Let's get into this California teacher. I feel a way about it. California teacher arrested for DUI, child endangerment. She's going to be facing no charges, as it is not illegal to teach drunk. Girl, I don't know why I'm even surprised it's California. Y'all probably can go to class high as hell too. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like that's very inappropriate. If you ask me, I think that's extremely okay. A Sutter County second grade teacher who was arrested for DUI and child endangerment will not face any charges. Wendy Munson was arrested in October of 2023 after a staff member at this elementary in Live Oak reported that they believed she was teaching class drunk. That should be extremely illegal. You're not competent, ma'am. If other people are recognizing your drunkenness, you are not competent. Okay. That should not be okay at all. They're saying that she was, the investigator said that her blood alcohol content level was 2 times the legal limit. She must went and got a fire-ass attorney. She must went and got Young Thug attorney, because I am confusion. Okay. They said that they spent months investigating this case but could not file any criminal charges. The district attorney says it's not illegal to teach drunk, and they spent months investigating the case and couldn't find no criminal charges. Girl, why are you lying? They must have some leverage. There was the possibility that she drank after she arrived at the school. What? It's a possibility. What is going on in the world? At the start of the investigation, it was believed the second grade teacher drove to school drunk, but Dupree's office was unable to prove this. I certainly don't support anyone teaching drunk, but I can't charge anyone criminally. Parents are concerned about what type of precedent this sets that teachers can be intoxicated while in the classroom. That's why Dupree couldn't file any charges, even though investigators say the teacher was on the job with a blood alcohol content level 2 times the legal limit. Girl, you raggedy heifer. You raggedy dog heifer. Oh, the district attorney said there is also inconsistency in the law for child endangerment. She explained that it is a matter of proving the teacher would endanger versus may endanger the children. We couldn't prove that her intoxication would endanger them. Dupree also could not prove public intoxication. We would have to prove that she is unable to care for herself and others, and the investigation didn't show that. Parents think teachers should be held to a higher standard, and they should. Being a school teacher is a little bit unique because parents are entrusting their children to teach in the school. Entrusting their children to a teacher, in the school. The law disagrees and leaves it up to the district to decide how to discipline. So the law not finna discipline. The district gonna have to come forward and they're going to be the ones to do so. Thank you for the super chat, Brittany. She says it's not illegal to teach drunk. Excuse me, bitch. Ma'am, go to hell. Go to hell expeditiously, please. Thank you for the super chat. And I mean immediately too. Come on, Nene. Immediately. Wow. That y'all go see now the parents, I think they're going to end up like really starting something. They're gonna be sitting over there at y'all meetings, honey, because somebody gonna have to do something about this. The fact that y'all put on record in public that it's not illegal to teach drunk, I think more people are going to do it. And I honestly feel like, and I hate to say it, but I don't, if it was more people of color doing this, y'all would find something to stick when it comes to this situation, or that person would have lost their job a long time ago.
Charges for a Sutter County second grade teacher who was arrested at school for DUI and child endangerment.
DA saying teaching while drunk just isn't illegal. Your reporter Tori Abadaka is on this one, getting answers on why this is the case. Tori.
Yeah, so now we know that there are no criminal charges coming against that second grade teacher, but parents are concerned about what type of precedents this sets, that teachers can be in the classroom while intoxicated.
It is not illegal to teach drunk.
The shocking discovery after a months-long investigation into Sutter County second grade teacher Wendy Munson, who was arrested last October for driving drunk and child endangerment.
There was the possibility that she drank after she arrived at the school.
You look drunk.
That's why District Attorney Jennifer Dupre couldn't file any charges, even though investigators say the teacher was on the job with the blood alcohol content level 2 times the legal limit.
With any job, if you show up to work intoxicated, it's a fireable offense, I would imagine.
Consistent with most schools, New Estro Elementary is a drug and alcohol-free zone. The staff handbook stating that for violators of this, the board shall require termination when termination is required by law.
I certainly don't support anyone teaching children drunk, but I can't charge them criminally.
Dupre says there is also inconsistency in the law for child endangerment, saying it's a matter of proving the teacher would endanger versus may endanger the children.
And we couldn't prove that her intoxication would endanger them.
Parents think teachers should be held to a higher standard.
Being a school teacher is a little bit unique because parents are entrusting their children to a teacher to the school.
Right. But the law disagrees, leaving it up to districts to decide how to discipline.
So we tried because I don't like the conduct. It's not acceptable, but unfortunately it was not criminal.
Girl, that's a mess.
So I am still working to get a response from the district, but on its website, Munson is no longer listed as a teacher. According, though, to the Commission of Teacher Credentialing, a credential could be revoked from a teacher if they do engage in this type of misconduct, except it's really on a case-by-case basis.
Girl, I know.
Experience.
It ain't no case by case or nothing. And maybe it is on case by case, depending on who the hell the person is, what they look like, and their background, and if they got any connects and affiliates and all of that, is what it seems to be given to me. I don't like the terms that they were using when they said that they will only terminate a teacher if the law says they need to terminate them. I said, bitch, why is y'all playing tennis? You know what I'm saying? The law is saying it's not up to us, it's up to the district. And the district is like, I mean, like, we would do something, girl, but we ain't really gonna fire her like that for real. I mean, because if they saying we ain't gotta fire her, then we may not fire her. What? Fire this bitch. So shout out to the lady for saying that there, I guess, like the code of ethics, something dealing with the teacher stuff she just mentioned, where she could be held accountable for participating in certain type of behavior, and her license or something like that could be revoked. So once something like that happens and putting you in jeopardy like that, why would the school have you over there? Because you don't lost your credentials at that point. Okay, which would then possibly put them in jeopardy too. But girl, that is a mess. Ain't that some SHI? Girl, it's the fact that the lady was like, I can't charge her. I would, but I can't. She sound real happy to say that she can't. I can't charge her criminally. I'm like, that's terrible. Well, I guess good luck. Girl, we guess it's a good luck, honey. Let us keep going, child. Let's get into this, honey. All right, let's go ahead and hop over. So it looks like there is a Georgia attorney and former Atlanta police officer that's going to be sentenced for about 7 years, okay, in federal prison for a PPP loan, okay, and some fraud. It's given $15 million. So let's get into this justice.gov article here, this little piece where they're saying that a Georgia attorney and her former city of Atlanta police officer was sentenced today. Well, really, it was June 7th, okay, to 7 years and 3 months in prison for conspiring to defraud the PPP of about $15 million. Girl, they said that lady went, and I'm going to show y'all her picture in a minute, but girl, why they said the lady went and got a pink Rolls Royce? See, this is where the people that went and tapped into the PPP loan, y'all was trying to floss during the wrong times of the pandemic and stuff too. Trying to run amok and thinking y'all wasn't gonna get caught up. Maybe when y'all filed for the loan and got all that money, somebody had y'all thinking that y'all weren't gonna get caught up. And then Biden hit y'all with that Uno reverse and said we're gonna do this investigation. And guess what? We got 10 years to do an investigation on this PPP loan fraud. And yeah, we on y'all head tops. Like, you can't get that much money and then want to show off. You don't think some of y'all, because everybody swear they got haters, right? So you don't think some of your haters are going to be trying to investigate like, dang, where she get all that money from? Where she this and that? How she go do and what that was? Okay, you don't think they was gonna snitch you out? And BITCH, you're an attorney. And your counterpart, whoever this other person is, was a police officer. First of all, ma'am, you know ATL police ain't paying you like that for you to be out here trying to flex. Okay, whatever you out there trying, you ain't gonna be able to do that. Not on that salary. And even you, Miss Piece of Attorney, you might have a little coin, but not no coin like that. They said, according to the court documents and evidence presented at trial, Shalitha Robertson, who's 62 years of age, conspired with Chandra Norton. And let me tell y'all something about Chandra Norton. Baby, when I tell you, they done tried to wipe this lady face up off the internet. I see a little smidget of her face, but I don't know what she fully looks like. I said, baby, she must have filed something. She must have filed something with Google saying, wipe my face up off all of this stuff. Y'all better seal whatever records y'all could possibly seal of me. I don't want my face out there, because once I get out, I might be trying to get me a piece of a job of some sort or whatever. And I don't need the people to know who and what the hell I look like. I don't know. But it's been a struggle, okay, to find her. But let's keep going. So they're saying that yeah, so they submitted fraudulent PPP loan applications on behalf of businesses that Robertson and Norton each own. The fraudulent loan application falsely inflated the number of employees and average monthly payroll for each of the applicant businesses and included false supporting tax. Ma'ams, you don't play. you play with a lot of folks, but you do not play with your taxes. And you mean to tell me that you both of y'all sat up there and submitted false tax documents? Girl, I could have told you right there, y'all are going to jail. You're going to jail. Right there. You were going to jail. You was going to do some time for that. Okay, including larger PPP loans than Robertson or Norton could legitimately obtain. Y'all sat up there and lied to get those larger loans, or at least y'all inducing larger PPP loans. Okay, so y'all didn't even have the staff that y'all was sitting up there lying about. I believe they said Robertson said she had like 400 and something staff or whatever it was. She said something like that. It's like, girl, you are out your mind. Robertson, and you ain't got that many social security numbers, ma'am. You out here acting like you a corporation. Oh no. Okay. Robertson, and Norton submitted fraudulent applications on behalf of four businesses. Robertson owned. They said that it was resulting in $7 million in PPP loans. Robertson then used the loan proceeds for her personal benefit, including purchasing luxury items such as a 10-carat diamond ring and transferring funds to family members and to Norton. Let me tell you something. If you was going to take that much money, ma'am, you should have got the fuck up out of the United States, okay? If you was going to take that much money from the United States, you should have bought your ass a new identity. You should have went to, what's that department they call when you want to become, you should have went to the Office of Citizenship down to Jamaica or Cuba, or somewhere where you cannot be extradited back to America for stealing these people money. And I'm not trying to tell nobody how to commit a crime. Okay, I'm not trying to tell y'all, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna take that much money, you should at least spend a good amount. Okay, to get the hell up out of the United States, go live somewhere else, and get your ass on facial plastic surgery. Get some facial surgery so you don't look like yourself. You hear what I say? I would have had a whole new damn name and everything, girl. Do you hear me? Girl, I would have tried to get new damn fingerprints too. Period. Girl, you done set yourself up, honey. They said a federal jury convicted Robertson in December of 2023 on one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, 3 counts of wire fraud, and 1 count of money laundering. Norton pled guilty in November of 2020 and is scheduled to be sentenced in August on August 14th. So that may be why we haven't seen her. But let me tell y'all something. I don't know if she's going to be sentenced 7 years for sure. Miss Norton, she might get less because she could have possibly flipped on Robertson and started telling the tea on Robertson. Robertson must have brought it to Norton possibly. And was like, hey, let me put you on. Let me show you what to do. Boot the boot, boost that killer, whatever else she was going to tell the lady. Okay, so maybe that's what happened. Maybe she put her up on game and then Miss Girl is going to be sentenced later. So we'll see.
Problems, at least for former Atlanta City Attorney and Democrat Shalitha Robertson. Now, she was just sentenced to 7 years behind bars after being found guilty for pandemic loan fraud over $15 million worth.
Fox News really killed me, high-key, because why does it matter that she's a Democrat? They talking some Atlanta Democrat sentenced to 7 years. Like, I don't think that matters, but go ahead.
Robertson gave out this advice in 2023.
Goes back to what I've always told you. Don't ever chase the money.
Mm-hmm.
The money will come.
Chase the universe, not the bag.
That's it. Chase your passion, baby. Chase your dream. The money will come.
Yeah, the money will come courtesy of the American.
Girl, ma'am, bitch, not you done sat up here and said, don't ever chase the money will come. And you was right, because it was gonna come. But girl, you said what? When did she do this interview? In 2023, when that lady said she did this interview, because girl, what?
Goes back to what I've always told you.
$15 million worth. Robertson gave out this advice in 2023.
I need to know what month, because I feel like that you was giving out this advice when you knew that your ex was sentenced or was finna be sentenced or whatever it was. You knew they was on to your ass when you put this out there, because they said you was sentenced. No, I'm sorry, you was charged in December of 2023. And you sitting out here trying to give people advice, talk about chase your passion. So your passion was to get over on America. That was your passion. Your passion was to finesse the people. And y'all be killing me. And now I got some time. Let's talk. Because I feel away. I ain't going to say a whole lot, but I'm going to say this. I cannot stand scammers that love to give all of this advice on how to handle business and this and that, and trying to encourage folks want to be public speakers and all of this and being success story. You hoes is scammers. Y'all be killing me softly, wanting to step in that arena. And you know what one of the biggest scams was before 2020 hit, when they used to always have these damn brunches. Hey, Letitia, how are you? What's that lady name over there on Bell Collective? Always want to have brunches and stuff. Sit up there with people for about an hour or two, trying to act like you encouraging them. And then the folks pay $300 to go and be encouraged for an hour or two, knowing goddamn well by the end of that week, they ain't going to be on none of this shit them people was talking about. Okay, y'all only be in there for a moment to get fed just a little piece, just a little taste of encouragement. They can't fully motivate you. You're going to have to get up off your ass if it's something that you're trying to do. Whatever it is, okay? You're going to have to get over that hump, whatever you're afraid of, whatever you're trying to do. Can't nobody move nothing for you but you. You can sit on this all you want to while somebody else fulfill some of the ideas in your own head. Okay, you can sit on there if you want to while other folks is taking your ideas, going on, doing other shit with it and surpassing you if you want to, or you're going to get up and you're going to fail trying. Until you keep trying and trying, and then you finally hit that bitch. Okay, everybody ain't got perseverance, but that's what it's gonna need. Okay, but anyway, y'all pay all these $300, $400, $500 you want to sit up there and listen to these motherfuckers when all you need is $300 or $400, $500 to start your own shit. Hello, ain't nothing to it but to do it, girl. I cannot. But let's keep going, because this is the mess here.
Goes back to what I've always told you. Don't ever chase the money.
Mm-hmm.
The money will come.
Chase the universe, not the bag.
That's it. Chase your passion.
Girl, the
baby.
police
Chase
was
your
chasing her the
dream.
whole damn
The
time.
money
Good
will
night.
come.
Yeah, the money will come courtesy of the American taxpayers. Because safe to say, she didn't practice what she preached. In April and May of 2020, Robertson chose to follow the money and fraudulently applied for millions of dollars in government loans for 4 businesses that she owned. And then she hooked herself up with luxury items that came with a very steep price tag, such as a swanky Rolls Royce, a 10-carat diamond ring. And Georgia filings show that she donated $1,000 to Trump prosecutor Fani Willis's Democratic.
That's all that money she had. She only gave $1,000.
That donation went through around the same time that Robertson received her massive payouts from the Paycheck Protection Program. Parents, you can't make this up.
No, I mean, when you hear about,
I'm not gonna listen to further of this, but I see what y'all did there, Fox, because y'all messy as hell. That lady gave a donation of $1,000, and y'all made the assumption and tried to connect the two back to the fact that she received money around the same time. So basically, you can't confirm that the $1,000 that she donated to Fani Willis actually came from that PPP loan. But I see how y'all tried to connect her to it, because she's taking your good old boy down through there, okay, or at least trying to, okay. Girl, I see what y'all did there, you little heifers. But Miss Ma'am, you brought this out, or you brought this on yourself, Mr. Girl, Mr. Lady. And we don't know what to tell you, girl, but good luck. Okay. Girl, I hope them 7 years go by quick. And let me tell you, it's a possibility. Okay, because ever since the pandemic, the years have been going like shoo. And girl, we are already halfway through 2024. We're about to hit 2025. You know what I'm saying? So them 7 years might go by quick, and they might let you out. I don't know what you had requested or put in your documentation when you was getting ready to sign off on it or whatever like that, girl. But hopefully you requested early release. If you out there on some good behavior or something like that, maybe if you put that in paperwork, they might grant it to you. I don't know, girl. But like I said, either way, good luck, honey. I hate that for the people. Let us keep Whew, let us keep going, honey. Let us keep going. Mm-mm. All right, y'all. We got to talk about Miss Porsha Williams. Okay. Listen, we've been talking about them quite a bit because Simon is never going to let us forget about the chokehold that he has Miss Porsha Williams in. Okay. He's had her in the chokehold for quite some time. Okay. I feel like, I don't know. I just hope that her divorce doesn't go on longer than Kenya Moore's. Okay, that's crazy how y'all be married to people for a short amount of time, but the divorce is longer than the marriage. I can't. Okay. Now, there was a time when Simon came to the front and when Shamia had her birthday party. Okay. Shamia had the birthday party. And Simon was like, congratulations. She was gifted a Rolls Royce. Simon said, congratulations. I'm going to enjoy seeing the only cast member of the show in a Rolls Royce or whatever, right? And then next thing you know, Miss Porsha wanted to show the people she still got her Rolls Royce because she can't be outdone, okay? Because Shamia living the life that Miss Porsha wish she had in my personal, all right? So she hopped in that Rolls Royce. I told y'all a long time ago, that Rolls Royce is still Simon's. She just got access to it because she didn't got back access to that damn house. Well, if he didn't have her already tied up, because y'all know she's supposed to be filming with Bravo, okay? He told Bravo, y'all can film this woman all y'all want to because y'all got a contract with her directly. Y'all ain't got no contract with my house. Matter of fact, he go cease and desist. You better not film a mother thing at my house. And he knows how important that house is for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, we talk about lavish luxury, all of that. These are the things that we want to be able to give. Miss Porsha quit them jobs to go be a wife for you. She was living a housewife life. We want to see it. Then after she signed the contract, she gets a divorce from you. And then shortly after that, the cast is in limbo and then learn that they can't even film in the damn house. Baby, I know they is pissed with Porsha. Whatever we guaranteed that we was going to get from you, we didn't get. I know they mad as hell. I don't care what nobody says. I know they is mad as hell. And now with the Rolls Royce that she was driving as his, he's saying cease and desist. Not only can you not film my house, you better not film my car either. Baby, this is some petty here. The way Simon is over here acting all the way in Dubai. This man is all the way overseas in Dubai, cutting the fuck up in America. I can't take it. They're saying Real Housewives of Atlanta Porsha Williams' ex Simon Guobadia issues cease and desist to stop Bravo from filming his Rolls Royce. Demands that she reveals her multi-million-dollar salary amid prenup. Okay, now Miss Porsha is not broke, honey. I do believe Miss Porsha got a coin, kept a coin. Okay. I do believe she got a little something. But I also wonder why he needs her salary revealed. Does he need it revealed so that he doesn't have to like pay, like assume certain financial responsibility for her? Or is it that Porsha really ain't got no money and you trying to expose the fact that Porsha high key, she's actually broke? So which one is it? You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going. So they're saying Porsha Williams is in the midst of filming what seems to be a very dramatic season of the long-running show. She's also still going through her messy divorce from Simon Guobadia. Though it seems things have been quieter between the two recently, he has now issued a cease and desist over her filming the show with his car. This comes after he recently demanded that she reveal her Bravo payday to the courts. Now, as fans will recall, this isn't the first time the Rolls Royce in question has come up since they separated. I pretty much gave y'all all of that. Okay. I gave y'all all of that. Radar Online has gotten a copy of the cease and desist that Simon and his legal team issued to the production company behind Real Housewives of Atlanta. In it, he alleges that Porsha is being filmed using the car and that they may have been filming it or taking photos of it. Oh, baby. Oh, my. Now, according to the letter, let's get into the letter. He says, you are notified that pursuant to Georgia law, you are ordered to cease and desist any and all photographing, video recording, taping, and filming of the Rolls Royce. Upon information and belief, True Entertainment LLC may have been filming, recording, or photographing the Rolls Royce while it may have been in use or in possession of third parties other than Mr. Simon Guobadia. Okay, they said the letter then goes on to say that he wants no images of the 2021 Rolls Royce Ghost that may have already been taken to be released. He then threatens legal action if Porsha and the production company does not adhere to the letter. It also highlights that he is the sole legal owner. Okay, he is the sole legal owner of this property. Let me see. Let me go over here. Yeah, he's the sole legal owner of the property, and such demands your strict compliance with this cease and desist. Girl, this is messy. I told y'all that lady didn't own that car. The two are also fighting over the enforcement of their prenup, which is said to have been signed days before their wedding. Simon has argued that his estranged wife's income is necessary to determine the enforceability of the divorce agreement. So I guess if it shows that she got bread, he don't owe her shit. I'm just girl, this is terrible. Porsha, you met your match. You wanted this lady husband. You got him, and he is taking you down through there. You, girl, I can't. According to the filing, they said wife's financial status and whether her current financial status of earning multi-millions just a little over 12 months into the party's marriage would make enforcement of the prenuptial agreement fair. The only way for the court to comply with its duties under the law is determining the enforceability of the prenuptial agreement is to explore the finances, income, and financial status of the wife. The wife publicly announced her return to Real Housewives of Atlanta just a few days prior to her filing for the divorce action. The wife also publicly announced that she has entered into an overall scripted talent deal with NBC. It is apparent that the wife's financial status and income has changed since the prenup agreement was executed in November of 2022. He has also requested that Porsha hand over communications she's had with Bravo and the production team. He's also requested that she hand over text messages between her and some man too. Some guy he put out there. So girl, when I tell you Simon is here to expose her, he is here to expose her. Girl, I guess this is the worst that they're talking about, for better and for worse. For better was all them damn weddings they had. Okay, that's what that was given. For better. The for worse is this damn divorce. Girl, I can't take it. It ain't funny. It ain't funny. It ain't funny, girl. But you wanted him, and you damn sure got him. Lord have mercy. That's what's going on with Miss Porsha now. It's sad that we're not going to be able to see none of this play out. So with us not being able to really see Porsha's storyline play out, it's like, what are we going to get into? Because you can't film in the house. You can't film the Rolls Royce. And I'm surprised he ain't tell you that you can't even bring his name up on the damn show. Now, if that's the next thing that he does and he pulls that Uno card, I feel like your storyline has been blown the hell up and you really just giving friend of. That's what it sounds like to me. But you're supposed to be like the head runner, in my opinion. But you might end up being the damn friend of, and I don't put that past him. I feel like he would be petty enough to put a cease and desist to where she can't mention his name or anything about him, and they're gonna have to scrap some more of the editing. I don't know. This is just what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but that's just what's in my head. Like that could delay and push back further, further push back the show dropping. If he be like, cease and desist all the way around. Don't even mention me, bitch. Girl, that's just girl, this a different type of beast here. Not it's giving Martell nowhere to film. No, it's giving Martell nowhere to film. She better run over there to Kenya, Cynthia, and Shamia house. I tell you that. Matter of fact, Porsha got a house though, y'all. Porsha got a house. I'm sure Porsha already got some nice cars. It may not be a Rolls Royce, but I'm sure she got some other nice cars. You know, the house she did by her mama staying in it. Like, go over there and film. But who's to say she's not? She might be filming over there already. But it's like, girl, you need to take your ass over there. Some part of me is like, get out that man's house. Because every time you do something, he come to us about it. He already know about that gift you done bought somebody else. So get out that man's house and just let him have it. And, girl, this is just terrible. Porsha, baby. Look, I did see a post though. Let me see if I still see that post. Cause I forgot what it said. It was like, why do people think Porsha broke or something like that? And I'm like, I don't think people think she's really broke. Let me see. What was it? It said, think that this is the only car. Okay. Okay, gotcha. All right. So the post was pretty much about Porsha being primarily dependent upon Simon. Like people are acting like Porsha ain't got her own. And it's like, it's not that the people are thinking that Porsha ain't got her own. And we know that Porsha had a lot of stuff before Simon. But the issue is that Porsha is the one acting like she ain't got it. It's not the people acting like Porsha ain't got her own. She ain't got her own car. She ain't got her own house. She ain't independent and she's only dependent upon him for certain things. The people ain't really saying that. Porsha's actions are saying that, and that's what it's showing. People know that she got it. So they wondering like, why are you acting so helpless? Like, girl, go stay in your own house. Like, go and do your own thing to figure, until this stuff get figured out or whatever. But some people are also like, girl, y'all married, don't ever leave the marital property because part of that is gonna be yours or whatnot. But I don't think that people are thinking that, at least I haven't seen that portion where people are feeling like Porsha is so dependent upon him. Yeah, I don't think that's 100% true. But y'all thoughts about that. Now, Marlo did come to the front and she gave a little piece. Marlo said, when are these girls going to learn to get the SHI in their name? I might need to teach a class. So that was definitely giving shade to Miss Porsha from Marlo. Okay, Porsha was doing all this dancing and stuff in front of this dang old Rolls Royce, and the whole time the man had it in his name. I should have known. I should have known, Porsha. Oh, I should have known. But like I said, either way, honey, good luck. Let's keep going, okay? Now listen. All right, y'all. We probably gonna be here for a long time. So if my camera tap out, we gonna keep going, okay? We gonna keep going. But listen, there are a few things I want to get to when it comes to this case. Y'all know Young Thug is on trial for quite a few crimes at this time. Recently, there was an issue with his defense attorney and the judge that we're about to get into. The judge was caught in a private meeting. I believe they call it an ex parte meeting with the prosecution team himself and a witness that I guess being a problem on the stand. And they pulled him into a private meeting and intimidated him, told him that they could have him locked up for the next 2 years until this trial is over. What is given to me is that y'all plan on this trial lasting for another 2 years. It's giving that y'all are trying to deplete, the funds of Young Thug. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't, because I don't know if this man committed crimes or not. And I hate to say, y'all, I don't care. Like, if he did the crime, do the time, whatever. But what I don't like is the corruptness that's happening in the courtroom and you feeling like because you're a judge, you get to get away with the bullshit. So shout out to Bryant Steele. I do believe it's his name. That is Young Thug's attorney. And he wanted to front the judge about it. Like, yo, y'all had a meeting. We got here at 9 o'clock. Why am I here at 9 o'clock and y'all still in the meeting? I think they got there a little before 9. Y'all still in the meeting. Y'all didn't come out the meeting till about 11 o'clock or so. And I come to find out that y'all was in there with a witness that had been sworn in. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to do that at all. And the judge got so upset, instead of him focusing on the issue at hand where he fucked up because that was not right, that was unethical, that's not a part of the protocol or whatever. We got to focus on that first before we get here. He didn't want to focus on that first. He wanted to get here and focus on, how did you get this information? You were out of order. How did you get it? Yada, yada, yada. If you don't tell me, he asked the man about 10 times. The man stood on business. I ain't finna tell you shit. He was like, I bet I'm gonna hold you in contempt. Okay, got ready to lock the man up. Locked the man up. The man, or at least he never seen a jail, but he held him in contempt. He was supposed to be arrested, charged, or whatever. And then the guy said, listen, I'm gonna appeal this. And if there is a situation to where you say I can't get a bond, then I would like to be placed in the same jail as my client, because you're already taking away his privileges for me to be able to represent him when I am the lead attorney on this case. So I would like to sit with my client in prison so that we can work on this case, because it appears that he would have been locked up for 20 days, which would have been like 10 weekends or something like that. He would come in on Friday evenings, get out at some point, I believe on Sunday or Monday. So yeah, he's like, I want to be able to work with my client. I talk to my client like every day. So the judge says, okay, I'll grant that, whatever. All right. As soon as that situation happened, when he was being charged, the wife, because his wife is also an attorney, Bryant Steele, she went and hurried up and appealed it. And actually, I had an article where they said that he was good and he was not going to go to jail. So let me share this tab real quick. Okay, bond granted, no jail time this weekend for Young Thug's attorney. Okay, they said the Supreme Court of Georgia granted Bryant Steele bond on Wednesday night. He will not have to report this weekend to the Fulton County Jail. They said Steele will also remain free while his contempt of court charge is being appealed. Okay, I'm glad. I'm really glad they did this. It is Father's Day weekend. I'm sure this man is a father, or even has his father or fathers in his life that he would like to damn celebrate. And you was literally finna lock this man up over Father's Day because you didn't get what you wanted, instead of focusing on your unethical, inappropriate, unprofessional ass behavior over there intimidating a witness, sir. And let me tell y'all, ain't nobody finna tell me nothing but Prosecutor Love and this motherfucking man definitely is in cahoots. And I'm gonna call a thing, and I'm gonna let people feel how they want to feel. If this was a white judge doing this to black folks, we will be all over this shit. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Not even gonna hold y'all. But what I will say, and and we are over it, we are on it, because we are definitely talking about it. But I feel like the uproar would be much different. But anywho, I feel like this judge is definitely overexerting his motherfucking power. And let me tell y'all something. The way I sat up there and watched how he talked to Steele, that lets me know. And the way he kept glancing over at prosecution, and how the prosecution got her ass up there and trying to support or help the judge out just a little bit, even though she really confirmed everything Steele said, is enough for me to know they do this shit all the time. They do this all the time to pull a witness back, to threaten them. I can imagine how many people are locked up in a jail right now after being threatened or intimidated, or really, I can imagine any of the witnesses, whether they locked up or not, how many witnesses they have threatened or intimidated in this same manner. I feel like y'all were too comfortable to do this. Y'all were too comfortable to do something like this. Y'all be in cahoots. And every time I see a judge, I always feel like the judge works for the state. The judge works for prosecution, high key. So I feel like they're going to automatically try to support that side, in my opinion. And you, as the defense attorney, are coming in having to disprove that. Give me a reason to think otherwise. Because right now I'm on their side right out the gate or whatever. But that's a whole nother story, but let's keep going. All right, so he'll remain free. Still is one of two attorneys representing the global superstar. And they're saying the man overseeing Atlanta's trial for the century is determined to find out who disclosed this private conversation to Bryant Steele. And Bryant Steele said, I can't give you that information. Scoot back. Back up off me, baby, because I cannot give you those details, honey. I can't help you out with that. All right. But let's go ahead and we're going to hop into this one first. Actually, it says on Thursday afternoon, Young Thug's attorney, Bryant Steele, made a request telling the state to stop intimidating Kenneth Copeland. And this is like communist Russia, he says. So let's check this out.
I would like the court to look into the appropriateness. Mr. Copeland, to my observations around your courtroom, outside your courtroom on breaks, is surrounded by several members of law enforcement, the district attorney's office, and prosecutors, potentially other persons. I don't know why a sitting witness under oath is in a room with prosecutors during breaks, mornings, afternoons. It's totally inappropriate. There are people who are in your court's door. There's a double door where the court sits to its right that aligns with the witness chair. And I noticed people standing there in law enforcement while Mr. Copeland is testifying. He's making eye contact with them. I don't know if they're his brother. My point to you is this: what gives anybody the right to surround a witness he's not in custody, and bring a witness? I'm sure Mr. Copeland didn't say to the prosecutors, I don't know this, Your Honor, so if you think I'm wrong, then just strike it from your memory. But I'm sure he didn't say, hey, you guys want to hang out in this room a little while? So I believe that he is being led on a tether by the prosecutors, and it is coercion. It is inappropriate. And why would anybody not be recording everything he said? And why do I have to get it in drips and drabs?
Baby,
So
eat.
I am objecting to the tactics of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and whomever else they may have employed with a citizen, regardless of what the court may think of him or the prosecutors think.
I don't have any thoughts. So please don't put that in. Please don't put that in the ether. Okay, but that's what you just said, sir.
Ether is
okay.
Clear. The court wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it either. So why is it happening? He's a.
See, I have no interest other than I'm a referee.
Well, you're the referee who spoke with the witness without my presence.
Mr. Steele, we're not gonna get into that right now.
Well,
okay?
my point is, how is he being treated here? And why don't I have all this? And why is this going on? What an unfair trial for Mr. Williams. Think about it. If you were accused, Your Honor, and the judge met with this witness, with the prosecutor, and you sat next to me and Mr. Adams, you would say to us, what kind of case is this? Now he's being surrounded with all this law enforcement. My point is,
Your Honor, we're going to object that this.
I'm not going to be interrupted.
Mr. Steele,
I'm not
hold
going to
on.
be interrupted.
But you're, Mr. Steele? Mr. Steele?
Yes, sir. What?
Okay.
I want to
Yes, sir. What?
making a record for the court to understand.
Well, Mr. Steele.
I've never been interrupted in a court except for this one. You allow.
Well, you know, but the challenge is in this point in time is that some of the things that you have said at certain points in time are not appropriate.
It's not true.
Okay, well, that's the court's. The court is
wrong.
Well, you know, you have, everybody has an opinion, and it can certainly be reviewed at the appropriate time. But finish up so you can go ahead and make your record.
Okay, he's being dismissive.
This is a record. This is important.
Okay, but it's your allegation and assertion, sir. Okay, so. Well, we don't know that. We don't know whether or not they're true.
Going on. Every time Mr. Copeland comes in the courtroom or out of the courtroom, he's escorted by a DA's office investigator. You see that? This court is observant. You're not just sitting there in a
English judge
you
up.
see exactly what's going on. You hear the prosecutor tell you, we were in a room with Mr. Copeland and he said these things. Why?
Okay.
Why do I have to bring up? You should be bringing it up. This is crazy. This is like communist Russia. Mr. Williams is having the worst trial. So I'm moving again to stop intimidating the witness by the prosecution, leave people alone, and stop accusing. You've allowed the prosecutor Love to accuse me of misconduct.
Oh, but you've also accused her of hold on. You have accused her of misconduct as well. And remember what I told you about your professional response. Remember what I told you about your. And she's gonna take me down as opposed to you. So when I start talking, stop talking, please.
A mess. This is a mess. Now, defense attorney Doug Weinstein told Judge Euro Glanville that he has filed a motion to remove him from the case, baby. Okay, are you interested in removing the cloud that's hanging over the case right now? Baby, let's see what this one is about. Okay. Somebody else needs to review that. You shouldn't. He should not get the right to decide whether he is released from a case or not, or from a trial or not. Y'all need to get it somebody else. Oh dang, y'all can't hear? No, y'all can't hear it. Oh, you know what? I know why y'all can't hear it, y'all. I'm sorry. My ass. We're gonna start it. My bad.
My attention.
Can y'all hear it
Mr.
now?
Weinstein, you filed a motion to
I'm sorry, I forgot to switch it.
you filed an affidavit consistent with that pursuant to
No, you probably right.
Uniform Superior Court Rule, I believe 25.2.
You probably right,
The
Brittany.
court's had an opportunity to read your motion. I've also had an opportunity to take a look at, because this issue comes up a fair bit. Baptiste versus the state, I invite you to take a look at that. And that's from our Court of Appeals, 229 Georgia Appeals 691. Basically, you can't file a motion to recuse for ruling that a trial judge makes, okay? And that's what you're doing in this particular situation. You're saying you don't like what I ruled upon. You're alleging some facts in an affidavit that support that decision. Because if that were the case, then no trial judge would be able to sit through a trial and give adverse rulings. So for the reasons set forth in Baptiste and other cases, I'm going to deny your motion to recuse on its face, okay?
Your Honor, may I just...
And this is the part that I was coming in on, saying that I don't think it's fair for him to be able to make the decision on whether or not he's recused or removed from a trial or not. I don't think that should be his decision. I feel like it should go over his head for somebody else to evaluate and make that determination.
Address what you said. I disagree with your characterization that I filed a motion as a result of any ruling.
No. Well, you did in your affidavit. I'm taking in your affidavit as face value, okay? All right. I'm not contesting where you got the information from, at least not yet.
Yes.
But I'm just saying that because it also encompasses that I made a ruling. And as a result of that, if I make a ruling and you don't like it, then every litigant will say, I want to recuse you, Judge Smith or Judge Glanville or Judge whoever, okay? So...
See, this is why I can't do with this man here. He likes to play in people's face. You know why they want to recuse you. And you're trying to use this blatant, I guess, statement of, if I let you recuse me, then any and everybody will try to recuse me from the situation. And I'm like, that might be what they want to do, but everybody may not have a valid reason. I feel like now they have a reason to, because of the whole meeting that you had.
Part and parcel of it is that's why I'm making my ruling in this particular case. Remember, bias. I've got to do something extrajudicial, and you're in your particular, like I would have to say something about you or your clients or anything like that, which I would never do because I'm a steward of this particular process.
Recuse is like removing yourself, or like excusing myself, removing myself from a situation. I believe that an attorney can also recuse themselves, like if they may have they may be familiar with a defendant, like if prosecution may know the defendant or something like that. I think they can, or have previous history or something, like they can recuse, they can remove themselves basically and allow somebody else to step in and take over.
So I understand what your objection is. Or what your statement is in terms of your motion to recuse, I'm going to deny it.
And I believe, Your Honor, that under Rule 25.3, that you have to cease acting right now.
No, I don't.
And that you can, if I can just finish, and then I promise, if I can just finish this. I believe you have to cease acting. I believe that under 25.3, you have to look at the timeliness of the motion, and you have to look at the sufficiency of the affidavit. I do not believe that you are committed to just simply deny without taking those steps.
Is that it?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So noted.
Are you denying at this point?
I'm still denying your motion, okay?
Would you grant a certificate of immediate review?
No, sir.
Because
No, sir.
if you grant that certificate, you
It-
were
it-
always talking about how the appellate court.
No, because if I grant the certificate, it stops the case, okay?
I don't agree with
And I'm not going to do
I
that.
don't believe it stops the case.
I'm not going to do that.
And if you would
You can appeal it at the end of the case. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey, I'll live by it.
But
Okay?
aren't you interested in removing the cloud that's hanging over the case right now, Your Honor?
Ooh.
If you grant-
Sir, I'd be real careful about what you're pleading at this point in time, what you're stating to the court. I just, as a matter of professional responsibility, remember, we haven't
Not you talking about professional. Not he talking about professional responsibility. When you use your professional responsibility to go and intimidate a damn witness. Sir, you are out of order.
An affidavit.
He's a
And I would be
manipulator. I can't take him. He's a manipulator. He's a gaslighter. He plays in people's face. It's girl, I would never want to ever be in front of girl. I hate it for all y'all people.
very careful if I were you, because you have some.
And then you see how he's intimidating this man right now. I'd be very careful if I were you.
Professional responsibility obligations individually and to this court. And so I would just leave it at that respectfully. I don't want to get into an argument with you about that, but I would just tell you that tread lightly, okay, in terms of that at this point.
I understand, Your Honor, and I believe that the certificate of immediate review would be in the interest of the court.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not.
Would you make factual findings regarding?
I am not at this point in time going to I've denied the motion. Okay.
I believe that's an error, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
A mess. So now I want to get into this other woman, right? This is one of the ladies that came to the front to let me see. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay. This is the lady that came to the front to have the back of Bryant still. Let me share that screen so that y'all can see. She came, her name is Ashley Merchant. She's worked with a lot of these cases, I do believe, where attorneys are held in contempt. And so it seemed like she know the law more than a damn judge do. So let's go ahead and get into this.
Judge, just for the record, is it criminal contempt that you held him in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you said you had a hearing earlier today.
And with criminal contempt, I told him what the contempt was, and that was he refused to tell, order of the court. If counsel, as you know, if the court orders you to do something and you don't, that's criminal contempt. So I've asked him several times, please just tell me who it is that told you. That I didn't ask or inquire about anything that was said. I just want to know.
Of course,
who it
you're not
was.
gonna ask about what was
Because he's got
said.
too much detail of this particular alleged conversation.
Did y'all hear that? He got too much detail of this particular alleged conversation. No. He got too much detail of this conversation. And you and this woman sitting down here with the short hair, Miss Love or whatever, have confirmed that y'all have had a conversation with the witness. So it's not alleged that the meeting happened. What will be alleged is what was being said in the meeting. Girl, this man, girl, they be trying to, y'all gotta listen to what these people be saying, because they be playing on words. They be
For the
some
court to be
liars.
concerned about it. So
And Judge, since it is a criminal contempt, he is entitled to due process. He's entitled to a hearing, entitled to an actual show cause, entitled to the allegations actually written, entitled to a witness list. We're entitled to present our own witness list and
well, no,
notice of that.
criminal contempt is different. It is on the spot.
Oh, damn.
So he's gotten the due process he's going to get. That's on the spot. I told him. Plus, he's had all day to tell me who it is that is it. So a little different, Ms. Merchant. I won't disagree with you, but
Well, and
okay.
Judge, just for the record, it's that's direct. So what you're holding him in is in direct criminal contempt.
Yes.
The issue with the direct criminal contempt is whether or not to actually hold a hearing now, whether or not it needs to be held immediately. And the problem is, if you hold him in direct criminal contempt, as you're saying that you did, you are a witness to that proceeding. And so it has to be referred to another judge. Doesn't require recusal. You actually have to sua sponte send it to another judge because you're a witness to the proceeding.
Show me the case law that says that, Ms.
Yes,
Merchant.
it is
'cause
Henry McClarty. It's 152 Georgia App 399. And it says
This is the lady that was grilling Miss Fannie Willis, and Fannie was wearing her out. This is her. Fannie was wearing her out, and I was here for it. But I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I'm here for Miss Merchant in this moment. Now, I may not like all things that Miss Merchant does, okay, but I'm here for her showing up at this point, okay. Now she got stunned. Now it's time for us to see her stun somebody else. Cause I mean, you know, everybody can have their redeeming moments. So, you know, moment of redemption.
That is one of the cases. Also, two other cases. Henry Adams, 215 Georgia at 372.
Maybe she came with two
Hold on 1
cases
second.
for you to look up.
Give me the name of the first case again. Henry what?
Do you want just the number, Judge?
Yeah, I would. Thank you.
215
215
Georgia app
Georgia app.
372.
Okay.
Also 215 Georgia app 349.
Okay.
That's Adams and Hasty.
You have anything a little more current than 1994?
Hasty is 94. Unfortunately, contempt of attorneys is not a common proceeding, so most of the cases are a little bit older. And Judge, I'm not the only one here. There's quite a few other lawyers that want to be present in the court. There's about 20, 25.
The challenge is I have space allocations, as I told you. So you can, like I said, since you are representing him, that's fine. He told us, Mr. Steele told us that. Anybody else, because I have security concerns as well, and we have to vet people to come in. Then
You a dog lie. You a dog lie. I don't believe nothing he's talking about. Something. This nigga said you got. I can't. If you're gonna represent him, I'll hear from you, but not everybody else is coming down to speak on his behalf or anything. Because the reason is because, you know, it's security purposes. You know, I have to vet. Now, granted, I understand you don't want to hear from 25. It's 25 months in there, but at least two more. Pick your best two.
Go to 8H, and they can certainly watch the proceedings from there.
Okay. And Judge, for security purposes, they're all attorneys. They're all members of the bar. I can give you all their names.
It still would have to be searched and still would have to be subject to the court's protocols.
And also, there's room in the jury box, and then there's room in the courtroom. So we would ask that they be allowed
I don't want them in my jury box, okay?
Oh, y'all, do y'all see this? She has pointed out places for these.
One additional attorney come in, Alex Susser. And we're here on behalf of Gactel for our strike force. He is the chair of the strike force. I'm the president of the Georgia Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers and also a member of the strike force. So can he come in as another attorney co-counsel?
Yeah, I certainly may, sure.
Great. Alex Susser. Alex Susser. Thank you, Judge.
Henry Adams, it has two issues. One is the motion for disqualification. Okay. And that's and I think the judge went ahead and did some other things that caused that.
Yeah.
There to be that
so
issue
you did something
so
to cause that
I'm
to be a thing.
gonna take a look at the other case. That was Henry Adams. That was 215 Georgia 372.
Yes.
The other case just a second.
And there's several others when you're ready.
Hasty's conduct didn't rise to a level in this system warrant summary contempt by the court. That's the difference with Hasty than in this particular case. So
what he said,
I distinguish your two. Hasty's conduct didn't rise to a level in this system warrant summary contempt by the court.
It did not matter. This NIGGA just said that in the previous case that she just mentioned, that situation did not rise, okay? Did not rise to the level that it rose here, to the level of contempt here. And the reason why is because he had to keep asking. And it's like, it doesn't matter. The end result, sir, is that they were held in contempt. So she gave you one to relate to, and he tried to wiggle himself out of it. Like he's on some bullshit.
That's the difference with Hasty.
Let me speed him up a little bit though.
Than in this particular case. So I distinguish your two cases that you've given me thus far.
So those were only the initial two. I had a couple others.
Okay, go ahead.
As well. Yes. So Ramirez versus State, it's 279, Georgia 13, 2005. It also.
You said 279 Georgia what? I'm sorry?
Georgia 13.
Georgia 13?
2005 case.
Right.
And it defines direct contempt and explains that it must actually interfere with the proceedings to be direct. And there's also a couple other cases on that.
See, but you're all covering under. Let me see.
I'm sorry, Judge.
Hold on. The contempt is direct. The trial court has the power after conforming the contempt order to opportunity to speak in his own behalf, announce punishment summarily and without further notice of hearing. I already did that, Mr. Steele. He's already told me. I already gave him the opportunity to do that. So We had that conversation this morning already. So,
And Judge, so there's a couple different issues. First, the question is whether or not you need to have that hearing now. I know you're saying that you had the hearing earlier, but regardless, he was entitled to have an attorney at that point, and he didn't have one. So the question is initially whether or not you even need to hear this now. And some of the cases I've cited, along with some others, say that a summary proceeding is not necessary in a case like this. And the best evidence of that is the trial has continued. It has not stopped this trial. So for you to hold a summary hearing of direct contempt, the court has to be able to state how this interferes with your ability to administer justice in this case.
I can tell you because it is a violation of the sacrosanct nature of the court's ability to hold ex parte conversations without those being broadcast to other people. And
Sir,
as to how
it's the intimidation,
that
sir.
information was disclosed, that's a real problem. That's why it's of such such an issue for the court at this point in time.
Judge, and Mr. Steele has a right to make a motion like this. If there were
He does. I'm not saying anything, but he
Except for you are.
But he's kind of put himself in the particular position he's in.
No, Judge, I don't agree. I believe that
I'm gonna disagree with you. Okay.
I believe that the court has put him in that position.
No.
He cannot be held in the law states, McClarity, which I cited to you earlier.
And it is true that direct summary contempt, which arises in the presence of the court, intends to scandalize it and or hinder or obstruct the orderly process of the administration of justice. The preservation of order and decorum in the court is exempt from due process requirements of notice and hearing. That's even Moody, goes back to 1974. So I believe that Mr. Steele's, he can file whatever motions, but his particular actions in this case, I just want to know who told him this. That's all. I'm not asking him to release or otherwise tell any conversations, but I just want him to tell me that.
And Judge, so that's what you want, but that does not conflate to a contempt. Your desire for him to answer your question does not mean that you have the power to hold him in contempt.
So you can come into court, Mr. Merton, and not answer a question of the court and not be held in contempt?
If it's a question that the court is not permitted to ask, yes.
Okay, well, this is a question the court's permitted to ask.
And it's our position, if we had a hearing, we could explain to the court why he is not required. First of all, the court accused him of eavesdropping. That is a crime. He has a Fifth Amendment privilege against answering those questions. Rule 1.6 protects all confidential information that is gained, not from your client, but in representation of your client. He has the ability to protect that information. But we don't even need to get there because he can't be held in contempt, and you can't threaten him with contempt for presenting a motion in good faith. He presented a motion.
All of this confirms the intimidation he gave to the witness. This is comical.
In good faith, that he believed there were ex parte communications. You are a witness to that because it's my understanding that you were part of those ex parte communications. They can't be ex parte if you weren't part of them by nature.
Okay, well,
you have to be involved. Therefore, you have to be a witness. So you are a witness. You cannot also.
But you got the information. But here's the thing: you got the information allegedly from an improper methodology. I'm not saying that he eavesdropped. Okay, I said that
you did, but you did.
One of the things is it's either one of two ways. He either eavesdropped, which I don't believe he did at all. I don't.
Now you taking it back. I'm tired. I'm tired. You were so confident. You said that shit earlier. And now you want to say, I mean, one or two ways. I don't believe he did that. I don't do that. Yeah, now because she eating you the fuck up, letting you know how much that's a problem for you to say.
But I do believe that somebody did tell him what was the sum and substance of the court's conversations, and that would not be permissible.
Judge, let's just back up for a second. He makes a motion because he has reason to believe that there were ex parte communications made. The court has a duty, if there are ex parte communications made, to alert counsel. He shouldn't have had to learn it from wherever he learned it.
I think that he caused that particular circumstance. I think that he had a conversation with somebody and he got some information that he shouldn't have had to begin with. So, Ms.
But
Merchant,
it don't matter. You
shouldn't
have had a meeting to begin with. What are you talking
I'm going to
about?
hold him in contempt. So
you should not have had no meeting with this sworn in witness to begin with. This is why we're here. And that's what's irritating me the most is that he's looking over this. You need to focus on this before you can get to that.
At this point in time, is there anything else you want to tell me?
Yes, Judge, there's quite a few other things. So first of all, we would ask for you to be recused from this case because you are a witness. Necessarily, it cannot be an ex parte proceeding without you being a witness to this. So you are a witness to this proceeding. Therefore, yes, to the contempt. To the contempt. You are a witness to the contempt. So you have now, and if it's criminal, which is what you're saying it is, Mr. Steele is entitled to all the same due process rights that Mr. Williams and every other defendant in this courtroom is entitled to. He's entitled to those. One of those is to have a fair and neutral judge decide his case. One of those is to have a judge who is not also a witness in the proceeding deciding whether or not he's in contempt.
Ooh.
This needs to be heard by a different judge.
Ooh.
And he has the right to subpoena witnesses. He has the right to an attorney. He has the right to due process, notice, a show cause hearing, notice of the alleged violation, whatever rule it is that the court believes, and a hearing where he can call you as a witness. You can testify. You are necessarily a witness. You can't, for it to be ex parte, you have to be a witness. It can't be both ways.
Child, he don't like being signed, baby. Look at this.
I'll let an appellate court decide that. So, anything else?
No, we'll file a notice of appeal.
Okay.
And we need to have the order reduced in writing. As well.
I'm going to do that right now. I will state for the record at this point in time that Mr. Steele has in fact, or has filed, and I will note this as part for the record in this case.
He is an ass, baby.
He's filed a motion to set aside the contempt. He's filed a motion for a superseded bond, and he's filed a notice of appeal, all of which I will include as the next court's exhibit in order. But I'm reducing the contempt to writing. And I mentioned earlier, he can purge himself of the contempt just by telling me who it was, and he can do that this evening. He can do it. He can do it right now. He can do it at any point in time. If not, I'll revisit the circumstance on Friday.
And Judge, we would ask that you grant the bond. At this point, grant him a bond on that issue.
And you don't get a superseded bond on a criminal contempt, though.
You can grant him a bond.
No, you don't get one on that one.
The civil is the one that you can hold him until he complies with the order.
And I'm sorry, I think in
just the case law on that is in Ray Hughes.
Hold on. The superseded bond requirement does not apply in the contempt in the presence of the court during the progress of a proceeding, OCGA 5-6-13 Bravo. So you don't get a supersedious on that, on a criminal contempt, respectfully.
So Judge, just to clarify, it's your ruling that this is a criminal contempt that Mr. Steele has committed, not a civil indirect contempt.
That's correct.
The judge, and that's the reason I'm asking is because the Ray Hughes case, which is a 2009 Court of Appeals case, 268, Georgia Appeal 66, lays out the distinction, as does the Ramirez case.
There's a case that, in fact, is. I'll do you one better, sir.
Wow.
In fact, there is a recent pronouncement out of our appellate courts.
Well, Judge, I think I'm addressing a slightly different point of law.
Hold on. Give you two cases. One is it's Untema. It's a UNTEMA versus Smith, and that's 371 Georgia Appeals 19. Which was decided March the 12th of this year. It covers the differences between the types of contempt, and then there's Georgia app, I should say, 865, and
so you definitely have the discretion to grant him.
Last year.
Says it's not mandatory. You still have discretion to grant him a supersedious bond. The other,
I'm not going to grant him a supersedious.
And so you definitely have the discretion to grant him a supersedious bond.
So he had it. So he tried to give them a code, whatever code of ethic, whatever it is, the law of why he does not get a bond, right? He's not supposed to grant him one in this process or whatever, a certain type of bond, whatever. But she's letting him know, to your discretion, you can do that. See, he was doing all that big talk, but didn't want to make note that he can do that at his discretion. And she's letting him know he can, and now he's refusing. And I think that's the main thing she was trying to get on the record too.
Is if it is a criminal contempt and you are finding him guilty of criminal contempt, then we have to have a sentence imposed. Now, civil is where you get to hold him until he complies. No, criminal is where you get to impose a sentence, maximum 20 days and $1,000 fine. So if you're going to incarcerate him under a criminal contempt, he's got to be sentenced.
Well, his contempt is as long as he, when he tells me what the basis of the conversation was, who, I didn't ask what, but he tells me that, then I can certainly, he purges himself of the contempt.
Then that's civil.
That's civil contempt.
That's civil.
And that's respectfully, I would point you to Ray Hughes, which stands for the same point of law. Civil contempt impose punishment as a means of coercing future compliance with the prior order of the court. Here, the prior order of the court presumably is that you have directed Mr. Steele to answer the question, to disclose the information as to who is his source for knowledge of this ex parte meeting that occurred earlier today.
Not
criminal contempt imposes unconditional punishment to punish the act which has occurred in the past and cannot be purged. It is not capable of being purged, in which case what Ms. Merchant said applies, which is that there is a 20-day maximum sentence and $1,000 fine. it is, for all intents and purposes, a misdemeanor offense, Judge, which is why the enhanced due process protections apply to that. Now, Mr. Steele has indicated to us he does not believe that he can answer the question without violating his duty of loyalty and duty of confidentiality to his client. So he is being placed in a position where he's either going to jail or he's going to commit an offense that will put his license to practice law at risk. And that is an untenable position to be in. And Mr. Steele is a zealous advocate for his client, and he is simply trying to protect that duty of loyalty and duty of confidentiality, because if he answers your question, it is very reasonable to assume and likely that he will be facing a bar complaint that could result in a suspension or in the loss of his license. And so he's in a very, very difficult position where if we were able to have a full contested hearing with the benefit of witnesses and an impartial judge where you're a witness, then everybody could present their side of the story. And
I'm not doing that. The reason being is because that takes away the whole point of criminal contempt. And that is, you do something, the court tells you to do something, order of the court, and you don't follow it. I didn't ask him to do anything illegal, immoral, unethical. I just asked him to tell me. I know what the
you had already did
what the privilege is. The privilege is the conversation. I didn't ask him about that. I wanted to ask him about who the person. Okay, I'm sorry.
Mr. Steele has indicated to us that he does not believe he can answer that question without also violating the privilege.
Okay.
And Judge, that's why we're trying to figure out if it's criminal versus civil. So the issue is you're picking and choosing. You're saying, well, you get the bad side of criminal and no bond.
Picking and choosing.
I really am actually trying to punish you civilly, which is when you hold someone until they comply.
Okay, let me think about it just a second, okay? I'm gonna take 5 minutes out and we'll think about it.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. So we'll be in recess about 5 minutes.
So it's clear that they did all that thinking about it, but know that he came back and told them no, because they had to go to the Georgia Superior Court, I do believe, that it said, who was it that granted it to him? So I don't believe that they did anything. The Georgia Supreme Court were the ones to give him the grant him the bond. So he must have came back and told him no. So they went above his head. Somebody else did it. You know, it is what it is. But listen, we're gonna get into this one, and we're gonna probably hop off this thing. Okay. So let's get into it.
Mr. Steele, I am gonna hold you still hold you in summary criminal contempt.
The judge in Young Thug's RICO trial orders the rapper's attorney to jail for contempt.
How did you get that information supposedly from my chambers? Did somebody tell you?
You should have told me.
Come on.
You got 5 minutes.
This happened after lawyer Brian Steele refused to tell the judge how he found out about a meeting between the judge, the prosecutor, and a state's witness. Steele's lawyer is here with what's next for him and Young Thug's trial. I'm Anjanette Levy, and this is Crime Fix. It was a crazy, wild day in court in Young Thug's trial. On Monday, it started with testimony from Kenneth Copeland, who goes by Little Woody. Copeland wasn't really into testifying, despite being given immunity by the prosecution. He spent the weekend in jail after refusing to testify on Friday. Copeland took the stand on Monday and let it be known that he wasn't going to do it.
And Mr. Copeland, good afternoon. Do you want to be here?
Ma'am,
Do you want to be here?
I'm here.
Okay.
What kind of fucking question is that? Girl, don't nobody in that courtroom want to be there. Why would you even ask him, do you want to be here? Why? Of course he doesn't. Do you want to be here? No, you don't.
You're gonna let me ask you some questions.
Okay.
How old are you?
Grown.
Okay, what does grown mean?
I'm an adult.
Okay. And when you say you're an adult, what number in years are you?
Why
I
you
plead
look-
the fifth.
Oh, Jesus.
So after that, Brian Steele let the court know that he found out that Judge Earl Glanville, prosecutors, and Copeland with his lawyer met in chambers without members of the defense teams, including Steele, present.
Oh,
I was told, based upon information and belief, that when we arrived at 8:30, 9 o'clock today,
I gotta go back and watch his whole thing now,
he did not
y'all.
come into your courtroom until almost 11:30. And what I found out just recently, this is not waived, is that supposedly in chambers, this honorable court reporter at times, district attorney or district attorneys from the DA's office, as well as investigators, sheriff deputies, Mr. Copeland and his counsel met together. None of the defense team, to my knowledge, was aware that this was going on. It was told, based upon information belief, that it was told to the district attorneys that Mr. Copeland intended to plead the Fifth Amendment.
Can I interrupt you just a second? I'm kind of disturbed because that's ex parte. All that was an ex parte conversation. How did you find out about any of that?
Now, this seems really unusual that a judge would be meeting in chambers with a state's witness and the prosecutor without a member of the defense team there.
Right.
But Judge Glanville was furious that Steele found out about the meeting in chambers.
So I understand that you're upset towards me, but I don't know what I did.
Mr. Steele,
I know that's right.
Everybody should.
How did you come upon this information? Who told you?
What I want to know is why wasn't I there? Why,
sir? I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who.
I would have played the fifth right
there.
there.
Information
don't want to
was
be
come
held
from.
in contempt.
Well,
I'm not
then
answering that question. That's attorney-client privilege information. I am not answering.
Attorney-client privilege. Unless you were in my chambers, that's the only way you can figure out.
I am.
I tell you what. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me,
don't have to.
If you don't tell me who it is, I'm
If you
going to
don't
put you.
tell
I'm
me
going to
who
put you in contempt because that is not attorney-client privilege.
Attorney work product privilege. I am not.
How did you get that information supposedly from my chambers? Did somebody tell you?
I'm not. You should have told me. You got 5 minutes.
Glanville actually ordered that Steele be thrown out of court for the day over Steele's objection and the objection of his co-counsel.
Well, I'm going to hold you in contempt, and you can think about it. 5 o'clock today, we'll see where you are at that stand on that point.
Oh my, oh my.
That's not what I understand the rule to be. I've not asked you sum and substance of what was said. I asked you how you got it.
I can't do that.
Yes, you can, because I have an idea how you got it.
Well, your idea.
I have
may
an
be
idea
wrong.
how you got it, but that's improper, sir.
Your idea may be wrong.
Not him telling him he improper.
Listen, I told you the first time, and I'm not going
Sir,
to breach that confidence.
I don't want to hold you in contempt, but this is that serious.
Judge,
you cannot eavesdrop and get.
See how he blatantly accused that man of eavesdropping?
Not meant for you to hear at that particular point in time.
The prosecutor on the case, Adrian Love, said there was nothing improper.
And I have to pause because he said something at the end that pissed me off. He said it was not for you to hear at that particular point in time. The way that he said it, he uses a very condescending tone. Like his tone be so fucking condescending. And when he said that, he made it sound like we were going to tell you. We were going to tell you. We just weren't going to tell you then. You were going to find this out. Was he really? And then when he did find it out, after I guess maybe y'all had a transcript and some things were given to him, he said when we first started listening to this, that he didn't get the full thing. He was getting bits and pieces of what was said. Clock him.
About what happened with this ex parte meeting in chambers regarding Kenneth Copeland being held in contempt.
We certainly have the right to request ex parte communications. That's why we ask that the court reporter be present. This is a matter that the defendants did not have a right to be a part of, as this was a matter regarding a civil contempt that the court imposed upon a person for not obeying the court's directive.
Now, it seems like even the prosecutor thought that this could be an issue. Adrian Love asked that Steele be allowed to return to the courtroom.
We would ask that the court fashion a punishment for the contempt that affords Mr. Williams the right during these proceedings while court is in session to both counsel for both of his counsels. For Mr. Steele to be present in the courtroom, he can still be held in contempt. But for Mr. Williams to have representation of both Mr. Steele and Mr. Adams while court is in session, and that the court's remedy does not affect his ability to have his counsel of choice represent him during this trial.
Now, later in the day, and I mean the evening after 7 p.m., Attorney Ashley Merchant came to court to represent Brian Steele in this contempt matter.
Judge, just for the record, is it criminal contempt that you held him in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you said you had a hearing earlier today.
No, with criminal contempt, I told him what the contempt was, and that was He refused to tell, order the court. If counsel, as you know, if the court orders you to do something and you don't, that's criminal contempt. So I've asked him several times, please just tell me who it is that told you. I didn't ask or inquire about anything that was said. I just want to know who it was, because he's got too much detail of this particular alleged conversation for the court to be concerned about it. So,
and Judge, since it is a criminal contempt, he is entitled to due process. He's entitled to a hearing, entitled to an actual show cause, entitled to the allegations actually written, entitled to a witness list. We're entitled to present our own witness list and
well, no,
notice of that.
criminal contempt is different. It is on the spot. So he's gotten the due process he's going to get. That's on the spot. I told him. Plus, he's had all day to tell me who it is that is it. So a little different, Ms. Merchant. I'm going to disagree with you, but
well, and Judge, just for the record, it's that's direct. So what you're holding him in is in direct criminal contempt.
Yes.
The issue with the direct criminal contempt is whether or not to actually hold a hearing now, whether or not it needs to be held immediately. And the problem is, if you hold him in direct criminal contempt, as you're saying that you did, you are a witness to that proceeding, and so it has to be referred to another judge. Doesn't require recusal. You actually have to sua sponte send it to another judge because you're a witness to the proceeding.
If you're anything like me, you are always cleaning up a mess, especially with pets and kids around the house. So having cleaning products, especially sleek spray bottles like this one, is an absolute.
Mr. Steele, I am going to hold you still hold you in summary criminal contempt pursuant to OCJ 15-1-3, subpart 3, for your failure to comply with my earlier order today. I'm going to order that you be taken into custody, incarcerated in the Fulton County Jail for no more than 20 days for this contempt. Those 20 days consisting of every weekend for the next 10 weekends. And you'll be reporting to 901 Wright Street Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia, 30318 at 7 p.m. on Fridays. And you'll be released on 7 p.m. on Sundays. And it's
Crazy work, y'all. Crazy
Friday,
work.
June the 14th at 7 p.m. and not to end until Sunday, August the 18th at 2024, 7 p.m., subject to further order of this court.
Now, after the judge said that Bryant Steele was going to have to spend his weekends in jail, Steele had just one request.
Can I ask a question? Sure. I'm going to file a notice of appeal, but for whatever reason that doesn't take, and you don't give the bond, then I'd ask that I can be with Mr. Williams and we work on our case all weekend, for all those weekends. Otherwise, I can't prepare. I speak with Mr. Williams all the time.
that's up to you. And sir, I will, sir, if that comes to pass, you have my support. I will talk with our sheriff and we may be able to make that work. Okay.
And this entire thing has turned Bryant Steele into a hero of sorts among defense attorneys. Joining me is Ashley Merchant. She is Bryant Steele's lawyer. She's also the president of the Georgia Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers. So Ashley, talk to me a little bit about how you end up at the Fulton County Courthouse last night at 7:30 at night, representing Bryant Steele in this issue, this contempt matter.
Definitely not how I imagined my day beginning or ending. Right. I was in a meeting and my paralegal came in and said, your phone is lighting up and Brian's in custody. And I said, oh my God, call me on my phone. I'm getting in the car. I'm driving down there. And, you know, I've served for many years as GACTL, as our association's contempt attorney, where we have attorneys that we dispatch if any lawyers are ever held in contempt. We call it strike force. So I'm a member of that. So I'm one of the lawyers that regularly would represent someone. But when I heard Brian was in custody, I had to go myself. And luckily he's very loved in our community. And so many members of our team went down there and were there. And so we had a very strong showing of force, but it was definitely something I did not expect to happen.
You're a criminal defense attorney and you've done a lot of murder trials. Is this unusual? Because it sounds unusual to me that a judge would meet in chambers with a prosecution, you know, the star witness for the prosecution, the star witness's lawyer, and they'd all be there having a confab together without a member of the defense team present. Is that weird? That seems like an ex parte communication or something.
Right. And, you know, during my hearing, the judge is admitting that he had this ex parte communication. And it seems like that should be what everyone's focused on, not whether or not Brian is going to tell him who told him the judge had this ex parte. It just seemed like deflecting. You know, the judge was in trouble, got caught with having this ex parte hearing.
Okay.
And instead of admit to that and handle that, you know, when Brian brought it up, they're going to throw Brian in jail. It didn't make a lot of sense. But like you said, it's unheard of. These proceedings are supposed to be what we call adversary, where all the defense is there. The defendants, the defense lawyers are all supposed to be present. But instead, they chose to have this meeting without inviting any of the defense, without letting them know. And when they brought that up, the lawyer ends up in custody.
The only time I've ever heard of a defense attorney maybe being back in chambers meeting with a judge without the prosecution present or something like that happening is when it was like, oh, judge, we need to talk to you about funds we need allocated for an expert or something like that. If it's like a public defender case or something, you know, that's the only time I've heard of this type of thing happening. But this just sounds hinky. So what are you doing for Brian now? Because Brian, as of right now, is supposed to report to the jail Friday night to spend his weekend in the cell with Young Thug, getting ready for court and doing his time for this contempt that you argued that he shouldn't be serving.
Right. I mean, there's two huge issues there. The first, what we're doing is we are appealing it. So we're filing an emergency appeal. Thank God we have an emergency process in Georgia to appeal contempt orders. We believe the judges of the appellate courts will grant a bond. And so hopefully Brian will not have to spend his weekend in the jail. The worst part though, is this trial is continuing. And so imagine, we don't just work during the hours you see us in court. When we're in court, we are regularly working after hours, we're working at night, we're working on weekends. I have never tried a case where I didn't work all weekend. And Brian is a very good lawyer and he does a lot of work on his cases. So he's definitely working all weekend. You're taking a man from his office where he has computers, Westlaw, internet, all this stuff, access to the case file. And this case file's huge, and putting him in a jail cell where he's none of that. The trial can't continue. I mean, it's just, it boggles my mind that anybody thinks that you could have the lead defense lawyer in custody the entire weekend and this trial continue unhinged. That defies logic to me.
So you're filing the emergency appeal. I mean, I would assume you expect to hear back about that within a day or so. Am I wrong about that? Or what's the process? What's the time frame?
Yes. Luckily in Georgia, when an attorney is subject to incarceration, the appellate courts respond very quickly. And what it's called is a supersedious bond. So essentially they issue a bond that kind of stays everything and says, wait, hold on, we're going to pause this. You're not going to have to go to custody. You get to go and do this appeal. And so it just pauses that while the appeal is pending. If we're successful with the appeal, then Brian never has to go into custody. Obviously, if we lose the appeal, he could still be forced to spend weekends in custody, but that would be down the road. That would be right now.
But then we have the issue of this big kerfuffle. I mean, this big mess, this big confrontation between the judge who seems very angry and really dug in on his position, and Brian Steele. Now the trial continues and they have to move forward. Brian Steele moved for a mistrial. That's not happening. Can this trial continue in your view and be tried fairly given what's happened? I mean, it doesn't matter if the jury didn't see this. It's something that is impacting the course of the trial.
I can tell you as a defense lawyer, nothing will affect your advocacy more than a judge saying, if you keep arguing and doing your job, I'm going to lock you up and putting you in handcuffs. Nothing will affect you more. And that's essentially what happened. Brian made an argument. He ended up in handcuffs. He ended up in the Fulton County Jail in the lockup for, an hour or so before the judge let him out. Nothing will stop an advocate in their tracks more than going to jail, because you can't do your job. And, that fear has got to be in the back of everybody's mind in that courtroom, every single defense lawyer. Some of them, they may have kids they've got to go home to and they can't go to jail. I mean, you think about the things that are going on in their minds. You want to be able to do everything you can for your client, but you can't do that if you're in jail.
But Ashley, can he go to the appellate court? Can Brian Steele maybe go to the appellate court and say, look at what happened? I mean, it's on video. That's not how appellate courts make decisions, but it could be filed as an exhibit and file something saying this is, some type of an appeal saying what is going on here, what happened is impacting this trial. Can that happen?
Oh, yes, definitely. And I was doing some research this morning working on this appeal, and the law is really clear. If you have an ex parte communication with a witness during trial, it is reversible error. So this error is, and what that means in the legal world is that's about as bad as it gets. That means it's reversible. That means that any conviction is going to be reversed because of this. So if they want to try and remedy this, they better hurry up and remedy it. And the state should really be thinking about that, because the state's duty is to preserve their conviction.
Right.
So if they were to get a conviction, they have a duty to make sure that the conviction stands on appeal.
Right. Because of the error, it could be reversed. So if they found him guilty, it could be reversed. But even though it's reversed, I believe he could still be tried again. So it's similar to a mistrial, which is crazy to me, because based on this man's error as a judge, it is giving they are wasting their time with this case. And it should have been a mistrial when everybody was asking that, because as they go forward, if this young man is found guilty, the conviction is going to be reversed. And they have clear grounds as to why, because the judge didn't seem to be 100%. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, this lady right here, y'all, this little court reporter lady be killing me with her facials, bro, looking dead at the camera. But, but also it seems like if he is found innocent And the defense wants to reverse that because she said any conviction. So it sounds like they can, but the defense, I'm sorry, not the defense, but the prosecutors will have to put that forth to retry him all over again. Possibly, I'm sure more than likely with a different judge. But it's like y'all wasting time. You come out better filing a mistrial. He's just being so he's so much on a damn power trip. That's really what's going on. And he wants to sock it to people because I'm the person in charge and this and that. And it's like, you wasting your time, you clown. And I pray to God you're an elected judge so people in that city or in that county can realize to not vote for your ass based on your actions. Because if he'll do this to these people, ain't no telling what he'll do to somebody else. And he's been doing this shit because he feels so comfortable doing it. He didn't even acknowledge his wrong. He wanted to acknowledge who the hell told on him. Like, I can't take it.
This is reversible error. So I don't understand why they're not jumping up and saying, give him these transcripts, give him what he asked for in this ex parte. They have a duty to preserve the record as well. Otherwise, they're just wasting the taxpayers' dollars.
Thank you.
And keeping people incarcerated while they try this case that they know is not going to stand up.
It's not going to go nowhere.
If there is a conviction.
Ashley Merchant, we'll keep an eye on it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's
shout out to her. I be watching these cases like, damn, I should have just went to law school. Okay, I should have just, God damn it, you know. However, I don't want to be in the courtroom defending you motherfuckers. You understand? I couldn't do it. And I damn sure couldn't be no prosecutor. Literally living my life every day to possibly send innocent people home. Now, granted, I'm with you if you know they did the crime, all of that. But then also, like, sometimes I just, I don't want people's life in my hands like that. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do that. But that's what y'all do, and I hope y'all get paid very well for it, okay? You probably come out better with the stress they put y'all through being prosecutors. You probably come out better really being a different type of defense attorney where a person got to retain your services, and then you're going to get a bigger check out of that. Then you going in, girl, let me shut up. Listen, that is all that I got, all right? I thank you guys so much for watching. Okay, make sure that you are liking up the video. We had over 300 people in the chat, close to 400, so make sure that you guys like up the video, show the support, all that great stuff. Subscribe to the channel if you have yet to do so. We are on our way to what, 75,000 subscribers. Woo! So make sure you're liking up the video, sharing the video, all of that. Okay, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit on my almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out and came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but you run no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad one. King of my city and cul-de-sac.